Randy broiled his phone. Craig cries with ChatGPT, but who doesn't? And this year's gentleman's dinner was a real big fat nothing burger. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the only show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Dives as deep as the whole Audrey one to crawl into after having to rewatch herself say, Craig doesn't even know anything about our relationship.
He might know a little bit.
It was just awkward.
I want to start this show with a comment.
Okay.
From Kristen Hall. Kristen Hall with a crystal ball. That's your new name. Y'all really believe Craig sees an actual therapist and isn't just chatting with ChatGPT bot? Turns out you were right. That is all Craig's doing.
Okay, Crystal Hall with the crystal ball. Two truths. Two things can be true. He can be hashing things out with ChatGPT and be seeing an actual licensed therapist.
Yeah. And also,
two things could also not be true. One thing could be true and one thing could be a lie.
Natalie and I, as a united front, choose to believe that he's doing both.
Yeah.
As Craig apologists.
Well, there's that. But also, I love your crystal ball, and I'm sure that it's accurate. And maybe you didn't catch this, but he's already talked about using ChatGPT as his therapist in episodes earlier. So this wasn't like breaking news.
This was in reference to him saying, I was speaking to my therapist and blah, 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 blah. And then this week, him revealing that his therapist is his phone and ChatGPT, which I'm not knocking, but in his Craig way, he makes something sound way cooler and real than it actually is. So I just wanted to give credit where credit is due.
So you want to start 2026?
Exactly what I was just going to say. Is this how you want to ring in the new year? You want to come out of the gate still Craig hating?
Off, Craig.
Oh my!
Blur that out. Can you blur?
No,
Absolutely, I can.
Yeah, and we don't curse
I'm
on this show.
blur his whole chair.
I can do it.
Oh God! Come on!
Come
on!
We can skip to Craig's fancy business meeting that even Christy Sheik's joked about.
Yeah, listen.
People who love Craig can criticize Craig. It's like being an American. You can criticize your country. It's a free country.
Yeah,
I love my country, so I'm going to criticize it, you know?
Right. I can talk smack about my family, but don't you talk smack about my family. That's how it works.
Yeah, when it comes from a place of love.
So American.
Like, I remember when, we were talking before, last season about, Shep and Austen always trying to tell Craig he was doing things wrong with Paige or whatever. And you were like, wouldn't they know, being the closest people to him, wouldn't they be actually the best people to tell him what's good and bad and whatever and critique him? And we said, no, because they haven't earned it, because we don't trust the narrative with them. Like they're coming from a place of jealousy and
also a string of failed relationships.
Also,
every
Jack's
one
a
of them.
Horrible boyfriend.
Yeah.
All of them failed relationships. Not one of them except Madison has a successful relationship.
But here's the thing.
Why is Craig's put on high?
Because Craig has had successful moments with Paige and he didn't cheat on. No, hold on one second. Just because, no, I'm being serious.
No, I know you're being serious.
Okay.
That's the funny part.
Shane and I are no longer together. We both consider our relationship a successful relationship. We don't feel like we failed or failed each other. And I just feel like Craig did have the best of intentions with Paige. Whether, she fell out of love with him or not is a different story. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
I think he got into this relationship with her because he really fell in love with her and really did want to, be with her forever and ever. Amen. Mm-hmm. And I just think Austen cheats on everyone. Shep cheats on everyone. Austin's stringing Audrey along. He strung every girl he's with along. He's a shit boyfriend. Craig doesn't string people along and he doesn't cheat.
No.
He just lies and gets so drunk and out of control and belligerent and rude that and fails to listen to his partner when she's saying, hey, bro, can you chill out? And he says, no, you. I'm going to keep going.
No, but that's the thing with Paige. He did chill out.
So you think Craig would sit here and be like, yeah, that was a successful relationship? I succeeded in that. I got what I wanted?
No, because
Because it was unsuccessful?
No, because I don't think if you break up, it means your relationship was just one big dumpster fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't successful. Craig wants to get married. Paige said she wanted to get...
I want to be with someone forever, and I still deem my relationship a success.
Aside from Halloween, that's it. Aside from Halloween. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fair. Okay. Shall we get into the app?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not going to welcome everybody back from our big long break and happy Christmas and New Year's and ask how everybody is and tell them that we miss them.
Listen, I missed everybody, but it wasn't like a big long break for me, so I'm crabby about it. So I don't want to welcome anyone back because I feel like I've never left anywhere. Like the only day I took off was Friday of last week.
I'm talking about YouTube and the people.
I know. I'm part of the people on YouTube. I'm telling you, it feels disingenuous for me to be like, oh, hope we all had a good long break and welcome back.
I hope you guys had a wonderful break and a great holidays and got some well-deserved time off. I missed you guys. I'm happy to be back in this chair. I'm ready to be doing this shit every day for the rest of my life and nothing else. So I'm happy to be back. Sorry, these two aren't.
Oh my God, that's not what I said.
You are. Let me just tell you. I think everyone should just disregard pretty much the whole time of this show because Mike is super sick. He's been on his deathbed. Sick. I don't know what your guys' like Instagram or TikTok timelines are, but it's just full of like everybody telling me about this crazy virus that they have that they are basically a dead man walking for the last 2 weeks. They can't hear. I'm yelling everything. I'll say. I'm realizing now that 90% of the shit that I say out loud to Mike means nothing. It's just like filler talk, you know, because Mike now goes, huh? Because he can't hear anything. And then I'm like, really not even worth saying. Like, it was not funny. It wasn't smart. Like, I would just like to retract the whole thing.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen a lot in this episode. It feels like I'm underwater. Like I've been underwater for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
With earbuds in.
If anyone else has this crazy, what'd you call it? You feel like you got terrorist
attacked by a biohazard weapon or something. Yeah. I swear to God.
Yeah,
it's insane.
We were talking earlier about how the last time it feels like, you know, that illness that we all had like in around December and January. She's literally scrolling my notes. They're like.
She's like, that nut sucks.
She's like, get to it.
Get to the show. Come on.
Okay, let's skip all over that. Anyways, Mike is had no Christmas break. Was really he had 2 weeks off of work, and it's been pouring rain, and then he's been bedridden for 12 days, and then he started work back this week.
So happy about that.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know, man. Hopefully we can just scratch off this whole week, and next week is our real 2026. So we will be wishing everybody a happy new year next week because this is a shit week. We don't want to start off this way. Whatever, man. I think we can all agree we hate Venita, right?
Way to rally the troops of find a mutual hatred.
Bipartisan issue.
Where have I seen that before? Anyway, okay, top of the pops.
Yeah.
And just to clear my good name, of course I love everyone. Of course I'm happy to be in this chair. I wanted 12 days to be in bed, mother. Okay, my white ass was not doing that. So I'm a little cranky. And thank God for Heated Rivalry because it got me through some really tough times. Both watching it a third time on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mike is a 12-year-old that was basically complaining for the first week. I can't even ride my bike.
That was if you're a part of the bicycling community on Instagram or YouTube, it was a disaster. People were dying. They were so sad. There's one guy.
Because you couldn't ride your bike?
There's these fucking torrential downpours.
Because no one could. I thought you meant because Mike couldn't ride his bike. Everyone was mourning.
One dude was, he did a thing on his Instagram. He's like, cyclists in LA the last 10 days. And he would zip up his like kit and like go, and it'd be raining and he'd unzip it and turn away. And he'd zip it. He did like 15 times because you can't do nothing. You can't do anything.
I grew up in Southern California too. With purpose.
Like, everything I do is outside. Like everything
first world problems over here.
Cool. Let's get going with the show. I'll make sure not to interrupt you guys while I'm telling stories.
That just had a great joke. I'm just highlighting.
Just chilling out. Everyone's chilling out. You want some beer?
So funny story, someone who it's an Instagram friend. I've never met this person, but we have a real mutual love of animals. And he really loves my bee Arthur.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's the Instagram community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I had reposted the story that you made for like, my best Christmas gift ever, my Coors Light sweatshirt, and just preaching about how much I love Coors, he had texted me and he's like, "Oh my God, Courtney, I work for Coors." Just saying, we might have an in.
Oh, look it up.
Go and like the Coors short. It's on TikTok. I think it's on Instagram, but it might have been a story on Instagram. Wherever you find your podcast.
Wherever you find your Coors, like it.
Yeah, and comment on it. And say something like, "Wow, this reminds me, I should go grab some Coors right now,"
Suddenly tasting the Rockies.
Yeah. Anything, please.
that.
Oh my God, that would be if our first, aside from Meteor, who just out of the sweetness of his heart,
Yes.
if our first like actual sponsor was Coors Light. I mean, my whole life has been working towards this.
My whole life,
Yeah.
all I've ever wanted was Coors Light
Yeah.
sponsorship.
Just praying really fast. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
It's coming. Coors is coming. I can feel it.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we start off the episode. Madison is very endearingly bossing the, movers around. We got Austen scooping poop. And listen, Austen, you're going to have to scoop poop better than that because I feel like he was just putting too much litter in there. The litter's expensive. You got to really shake it out.
Yeah. I almost feel like Austen probably has a maid that I feel like Austen has people that come over and clean. I feel like he did that for a scene to be like, "Oh, I scoop my own litter. I've got the kittens
but
over
he's
here."
got 2 cats. He definitely doesn't have a cleaning person every day.
Yeah, maybe.
You got to scoop that shit.
He also, that's a hell of a scene too, because he had lines. He opened that scene with, "Oh, your favorite time of day, watching me scoop your poop." And then said, "You guys take human-sized poops," which is true for kittens. So he seemed like either like ChatGPT used Craig's therapist to come up with some lines, or is familiar now with
the
big ass
pooping
poops
scoop.
and
All right.
knowing that kittens look at you like you're their servant when you scoop their poops.
I feel like they look at us like, "Where are you taking my things?"
Minnie definitely does. Minnie's like, is one of those like, "Bro, that's disgusting. What do you do? I put that there, I leave it there. Why are you taking it?" And Foof is probably like, Where do my poos go?
No, I think Minnie's like, "That is precious minerals, and you're selling it on the black market, and I want my cut." That's what I think Minnie's thinking. I don't think that Minnie thinks a single thing that she does on Earth is gross. She's like, "You are lucky to have that black gold."
No, my cats are all very excited for me to clear out the litter box. It's why the litter robot, if you don't have a litter robot and you can afford one or put one on a payment plan, I cannot recommend it enough. They should be a sponsor. The only cat that won't use it is Bee because she's so big. She can't fit in the Liddy's robotsies.
Oh no! So then you still have to have a litter box?
Yes. However, I would still keep one regular litter box out for 2 reasons. One, I have a roommate who is not the best at cleaning things out. And so when I leave, if the litter robot gets like jammed up because he hasn't like changed the bag or whatever, I know I have a backup litter robot.
Got it.
And also if there is a power outage, because that thing is electric and runs off of Wi-Fi. And what's so cool is I could be across the country and like have it run a cycle because you see the app, it tells you where the litter is, if the bag is full. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But so for that reason, I would still have a manual litter box out.
All right, B.
Anyway, so there's that with Austen. Then there's Craig licking the inside of his glass at his business meeting.
Listen, I would love to spend 20 minutes cracking on Craig about this, but I don't think I need to. We all know what's up. Something that's legitimately more interesting to me was how concerned his business partners seemed to be with their rapid expansion. Like it seemed like he was telling Craig there's a problem in the business. Like, and that seemed to be interesting to me. Like that was the conversation he was having.
I couldn't pay attention. He was licking his stuff. I knew, it was just like Charlie Brown's parents. Wah, 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 wah. I don't even know.
Cool.
Oh my God.
I do think, in all seriousness, if there was like a big bomb that the business partner was dropping, like, we have a problem. I feel like that's drama, right? Wouldn't Bravo have aired that?
Well, unless Krager says don't talk about it.
Oh, is he in
pull
charge?
like that?
You what?
You think he's got pull like that?
Maybe.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it was a huge bomb. It just wasn't a. Last quarter we're up and we got that new pillow shipment coming in. It was him saying like, well, and this out, and I think it was probably due to some expensive growth, and sometimes that's not like it was
Grew
him
too
stating
quickly.
some problems or future problems or stating a thing that was not positive.
Yeah.
They may have spent the 20 minutes prior saying like, dude, we're killing it. These things are going, that one thing we did kind of backfired on us, but it's fine. That happens sometimes with expensive or
Growing pains.
Growing pains, whatever. But it was definitely a moment of like, we hit a speed bump here.
Well, what I clocked more is the next scene when Patricia's butler, Randy, broiled himself.
Bro.
Did no one else think that was hilarious?
Hilarious, but also, Miss Pat, like, that's on you. You can't hire a bartender DJ to replace your trained butler.
Oh, God, I miss
And
Michael.
listen,
Randy seems lovely, but...
Lovely guy, can't answer a door to save his life.
Oh, my God, how great was that?
Yeah, I don't know if that dude's ever answered a door on time, which is fine. Like, clearly he's not a butler. He's a DJ bartender. Yeah. Pat loves a martini, so that she got what you get. And she's like, this is what I got. I also, though, get a butler. Get a butler, Pat.
It is a dying art. I will say that. Like when I was in estate management, and I have, fun fact about me, I've hired butlers before, and like a true trained butler, it's like priests. No one's doing it. it's it is what it is.
I just feel bad for Randy. Like he clearly has no business doing this particular level of a job. He probably thought it would be like, oh, I'll get some exposure and probably get some more gigs. But I mean, he's like screwed up so much that like, if anything, it's probably only hurt. I think that he probably is regretting taking this job. I also wonder. Oh, you don't think so? I think there's probably a picture of Michael in a frame somewhere that he walks by and goes,
next to Pat's bed.
Yeah, if he ever gets fired, he's going to draw a little mustache on that picture before he gets bounced.
Yeah. No, I really feel like what was Randy really doing on like a national level before this show came around? And that's no shade. I hope to do something on a national level at some point in my life. That's what we're here for, right? Like this is
I heard he had a residency in Ibiza.
Sure.
No? Is that fake news?
I just think that this is a step up for Randy.
Yeah.
I think he's getting, but no press is bad press. His hair always looks great. And and now I know that he's a wedding DJ. And
That's true.
He's got to get booked at like some gay bar in Charleston for like at least like a fun night out, which is what he wants to do.
No, Sir should hire him to come and do to take James Kennedy's spot.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, give him a see you next Tuesday spot. He probably had to burn a whole week's paycheck on a new iPhone. That's a bummer.
That's totally something I would do.
He should sell that burnt phone on eBay. Or
100%.
donate it to Andy for the Bravo
Clubhouse.
archives, like the blue dress that, what's her name, Kristen donated.
My favorite part of that was Pat being like, oh, he's burned his phone and had toxic fumes all over the house.
I know. I feel bad for him.
There was really nothing else in this scene. I get it. Whitney shows up, pops by to tell us that Craig is reticent to see, or Austen's reticent to see Craig. Like, yeah, we know. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Like there was nothing else there for me. We then go to Shep visiting his cousin Marcy, who I don't know if you guys remember. Marcy was on the show for like one season when she was pregnant with.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was the
Edie.
same cousin.
Yeah, same chick. Shep's out to lunch with, and I don't mean because I live in a different reality. Like, so I'm not saying when someone's like, "Oh, you're not in reality." It's like I get there's a spectrum of reality.
Yeah.
I just mean when he says, oh, here I am at 45 taking the road less traveled basically to like find a partner and have this life. It's just like, no, Marcy nailed it. She literally said, she said what your freckled lipped love said last season. Like you want a passenger in the car ride of Shep's life.
Yeah.
And that's what Marcy said.
Yeah, Shep just wants a friend. I was thinking during this, and this might exist. I didn't really look it up, but I wonder if it doesn't exist. Somebody needs to make a Tinder for travel, like a travel buddy Tinder.
Oh,
Like if you want to, fine. If you don't, fine. But like, do you want to travel? Do you like to travel? You not have a travel buddy? Swipe left or right or whichever way you're supposed to go.
that's
There
not
should
a
be,
terrible
because
idea.
that's
yeah.
for that. Shep needs that. Shep just needs a travel buddy.
No.
that
Yeah.
maybe wants to bang.
Marcy said it perfectly. She goes, you are looking for someone to fit your needs.
Yeah.
And that's not even a travel buddy. That is someone who is signed up for the Shep program, whatever Shep wants, wherever Shep wants to go. Like a travel buddy has a say. A travel buddy is like, oh, I want to spend a week here. I want to do that.
I think Shep would be down with that. I don't
you?
think Shep, I don't know if he's realized this yet, but we've talked about it before. Shep doesn't want a wife. He doesn't want a partner. He doesn't, I agree, like he doesn't want an equal in life, but in a travel buddy. I think if Shep was like, oh, I planned this week, you plan the next trip, like I think he'd be down with that. I don't think he'd have a problem being told by a girl or somebody else, this is where we're going, this is what I want to do. And him being like, all right, cool. Because it's travel, it's adventure. He wants to do that.
No, and see, I think he would have a problem with it.
Huh? Why?
Because Shep, it's life according to Shep. It's like Shep wants to go to a specific restaurant. Shep, like, remember when Taylor said, when she started to cry when they were traveling and had gone to like really nice Michelin star restaurants in Italy, and she was just like, I don't like traveling like this. Like, I'd rather go to a village and work with kids and travel. Like, it's still a vacation, but we're just also working with the native people of the country that we're in. And Shep was like, yeah, I'd rather be eating at.
Yeah, but that's not Shep putting his foot down. That's Shep saying, I want to go on vacation, not go on a charity trip. Totally fine. Taylor can want to go save kids' lives. Shep can not want to do that. That's fine. I think the problem with Taylor is that it was wife material. It was full time. It was a partner telling him what to do, or that you're not going to get to do this, or that you're going to have to acquiesce to someone else's wishes once in a while. That's where Shep's like, what? No. Travel? Like, all Shep wants to do is travel and go on adventures.
But it's that last part of what you said that keeps me locked in on when Shep has to acquiesce to someone else's wishes. I think he gets a little bratty. That's just my thought. What do you think, Nat?
Listen, I usually hate those scenes where you do like it's basically like his annual check-in to tell us, still out here doing nothing, banging chicks, whatever.
The
My
end.
parents think I'm a lost cause and, whatever. But I didn't mind the scene this time because I know what we dealt with last year, which was a detour from that, which I didn't enjoy. Like, I thought that was a lie. And so now it's just like, Shep's like, oh, I tried one season to do something different. It didn't really work out. And so I'm just back to banging 20-year-olds and being the rich guy and having my parents think I'm an idiot. And what time is it? I'm leaving on a jet plane. I got a 5 p.m. flight. Can a PA drop me at the airport?
Yeah, I'm going to Cuba.
Yeah.
Adios.
So yeah, I'm now okay with these conversations. You got to have them once a season, and then we move on.
You know what conversation I was so deeply not okay with?
What?
Our next scene with Salley and Venita. When they went to the bar, this was, to me, a combination of bad acting, you're not really friends, this is wacky behavior from both of you. I have never asked my friend to pick a side. I also don't understand why Salley can't hear someone having her best interest at heart, just being like, I just think you should keep your eyes peeled for this dude. I also don't understand why Venita can't say that and let it go, ho. Let your friend get screwed over.
Because she's not looking out for her friend. Just when you think she can't get any more annoying, like she outperforms herself. But the upside is, and I love people that just like tell you who they are and you don't have to wonder. Like, it's very transparent. This is not about Sally's best interests. This is about Salley not like playing along in the role that Venita would like her to get at Craig. Like Venita is just obsessed with like competing with Craig. And as we've said before, Craig doesn't even know he's in the race. Like this is like a race that's happening with like one person that's like really running and the other person is just on their motorbike.
Licking the inside of their cup.
Licking the inside of their cup. Yeah. It just really feels like everything that Venita is doing is all about Craig. And I don't even know if Salley sees this or not. Like, I'm all over the place with the scene because I wrote down like 7 paragraphs of like all the wrongs that were made in this scene. All that said, I don't even know if this scene was real because it looks like they're laughing through it. Like if you go back and look at it, Venita like can't keep a straight face.
Right. When she sat down, when Salley sat down.
It's all fake. And even to the end when she left and Venita was like trying to like peel her eyeballs skin down so that a piece of liquid fell out of it so she could be like, I'm so heartbroken.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I thought she was doing one of those things like where you just see like when you're laughing and like when you're on SNL and you'll just see them being like it looks like they're wiping something, but really they're just trying to hold their mouth straight, you know? Yeah, that's what it seemed like. She was just trying not to crack. Salley did a little bit better of an acting job. Venita really
the fact
had
that
a
Salley
weird
thinks
smile.
She's gonna hook up with Craig or like that's a thing is preposterous. Like that's the beginning to me of this whole bullshit fake thing between the two of them.
I thought you thought that they had like already banged and weren't telling anyone.
Maybe. I mean, I did. I don't think that anymore because
Of what they've
apparently
said,
nothing's happening in that hot tub.
Yeah. Well, no, but they had already said that. And then you were like, unless Craig told her to say that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I did. But I also now think that like Salley is crazy now to think that this might happen. Like it's not making any sense to me. And the way she talks about it, the way Venita is mad about it, the way Craig is like, what? No. Like, if you guys haven't hooked up, he's clearly into the girl sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
He's made that pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And we're still here doing scenes about you guys fighting about who's going to be friends with Craig and you're going to pursue it because you're catching feelings now. Like, I can't wait for the next episode for when she tells Craig and he laughs in her face.
He's not going to laugh at her. He's a gentleman.
Yeah, I don't think
that is one thing. Like Venita going so hard on this whole like, see, this is a rough scene to do because like, I think that 60% we're all convinced this was a fake scene, but then like we are here to do a jorb. And so like, you know, having something to say about what we saw on screen, for Venita to be so obsessed with saying he's going to drag you around and leave you in the dust and treat you like I think she says that he's going to dog walk her
or walk you like a dog.
Walk you like a dog. Like, if anything, like you can hate Craig for a million different reasons. Like I don't, but like treating women badly is not one of them.
Yeah, he's
like,
not really a love them and leave them kind of.
Like some people can go in on, oh, he didn't support Paige's, you know, career endeavors and whatever. And like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But like, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't stake my life on that he didn't. Like, sure, I'm sure he had some bad moments where he showed his ass of like just really wanting her to move to Charleston and like, you know, whatever. But he's not going to love them and leave them and dog walk them and, you know, embarrass them, humiliate them and whatever. He's not even made out with her. So if she does get hurt.
And he could have very easily hooked up with her.
Oh my God, clearly.
10 times over.
It's like,
which is an important thing to point out.
Yeah. Because she's even said in other confessionals that like she wanted to, or she was like questioning, like, it's just so weird. Normally, like, if guys will just go after it. Like I don't see guys just dicking around, spending a whole night in a hot tub with someone and not making a move. Like if we're taking them at their word, then they haven't. And so I think I don't know, it was just poorly thought out. But this was a drummed up storyline. It just like, do your homework a little bit better. I don't even care about people drumming up storylines. If you're really going the extra mile to like make it believable and come up with an actual thing that Craig's going to do, she should say, he's not going to support your job in the ER.
Or just say, I don't really think he's just not that into you. And I think he's into Charlie. And I think that it's a bad
That's
look.
what she should have said.
That's right. She should have just led with the truth.
Yeah, that's your friend, and I think he likes her, and you're going to be embarrassed.
Correct.
And it's going to make it weird between you and your friend, and I just... you know, all us girls got to stick together. I don't want it to come between.
And then she's not dogging out Craig.
Yeah.
Which only makes her look better. Like she just, this is what's so crazy about Venita. And I have to say, like, on this show, because I want to believe that she's different.
I mean, that's all we say every week is like,
outside of the show.
I think she's probably great. I don't know about this scene, but like, I got nothing left for her.
Not on this show, because it's like every time she's faced with a decision, left or right, she's like, I'm going right. It's like, you should have gone left. Straight or backwards? I'm going straight. You should have gone backwards. Like, she always makes the wrong choice.
Horrible
every
instincts.
time.
Yeah, horrible instincts. And like, I was like thinking, I really probably spent way too much time on this scene because I haven't said like any of the shit that was in there really. But like, I was trying to think of like, why does she think that she can talk to Salley this way? Why does she think she can tell her what to do? And I'm wondering if like she's been the newbie for so long and now she's got Salley as like the newcomer. I mean, I know she's been here a season already, but like, you know, Venita might think like, oh, I have seniority on this girl. No one listened to me, or I had to fall in line for everyone else. She's got to do it for me now. And then it's just like not happening. Like Sally's just not really recognizing like the marching order or that what
the pecking order.
Pecking order, yeah, marching orders.
She's not taking those either.
Yeah. But like, I feel like she thinks that she's earned. I don't feel like anyway. I really am just spending way too much time trying to figure out why she's acting this way, because she's done it season after season of just making horrible choices and being the asshole and being the jerk every time. No one is ever on board with her. The only people that are ever really on board with her are people that are like sure that this is a race issue. And like, I'm not saying that it's not on this particular show, that there's not something about this very Southern show with a very male dominated misogynistic team of dudes, white males, rich and you know, living in these plantation type homes, and like all those things could be there, but at the end of the day, your girl still acts like a dumbass. I'm sorry, bad choice.
I wonder if she's okay. In The Real Housewives of New York, Mike, there is a character named Sonia Morgan. Sonia is oddly likable, even though there's just so much mishigas happening here.
Yeah.
Anytime she gets into like a fight with someone or gets very overwhelmed and is trying to express herself, she fails miserably. I mean, she just doesn't have the ability to express in like a very clear way what's going on internally for her, why she did a certain thing, what her mindset was. And there was a season, I think it was the season that Bethany came back. Like, you know, she was on and then for like 3 seasons and then took a break for I think 2 and then came back. And because she knows Sonia so well, and because she knows all of these other women so well, she saw Sonia kind of getting not bullied, but just treated poorly.
Yeah.
And so she would sit with Sonia one-on-one and say, okay, tell me again what's going on with you or why you're so upset. And Sonia would say it, and Bethany would like crawl through the cobwebs of Sonia's mind. And all of a sudden she would say, oh, you're mad because you've always been there for Ramona and you just felt like Ramona didn't have your back, threw you under the bus, and now is friends with this other person who was mean to you. And Sonia's like, that's exactly it. And Bethany's like, first of all, that's not what you said at all. Just so you know, you were saying something about prison bitches and I don't know what else. But like, once you got it, it made more sense.
You're my Bethany.
Oh my God.
In like all avenues. And on this show too, I think what you're saying is like, check the tapes.
Pecking order. Yeah. I got you. I speak Nat. But I wonder if there's if Venita just needs a translator. Because she's not a stupid human being. Like, she's gotten this far in life. You have to have some kind of brain in your head to have, you know.
Not true.
You don't think? I feel like she had a lot of.
Do you know how many people are so far and successful and dumb as shit?
Yes, this is true. I just mean, like, I just so badly want to like her. I'm just trying to figure out, is it one of those things where like you need a translator? There's part of what you're saying that makes sense, that is valid, but you are piss poor at articulating what your issue is or why you're so peeved or whatever. Because I can't figure you out.
I
And I
know.
have tried.
Sometimes I wonder if she gets if she's like a producer's pet, in like maybe they pay her well. Maybe she's guaranteed to come if she just plays this role. Like, first of all, in a perfect world, I would love to tell her, don't do this role. Like, this is horrible. But maybe she's banking a ton of money and she's going to be able to retire nicely. Like, I mean, there could be all those things. But when she says things like they brought back her last confession from like an earlier, it might have even been the first episode of the season, I can't remember. But they played a couple of those where she says, you know, I have a hard time telling people when they're doing something that I don't like. In today's episode, she said, I don't do well when people don't hear me. Venita, please believe we heard you ad nauseum. But like, you can hear someone and still just decide not to do their request.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so, because I also sometimes think, like, sometimes maybe Venita bothers me because maybe sometimes as I always say, like, I start seeing things that I do. And like, when Mike doesn't agree with something that I say, I'll go, I don't think I'm explaining it right. And he's like, no, you are. I still don't think it's true. Or like, whatever. So like, I think that she needs to just understand that, like, you're not the boss of me. Like, you're not the boss of anyone here. I think you want to be a shot caller and you're just not a shot caller. And like, you haven't provided enough value to the show to have influence over these people. You haven't serviced the true veterans enough in a way that has earned you the right to tell the newbies what to do, and then, you know, have other people stand with you so that the newbies know that they have to fall in line. Like, she hasn't earned this because of the horrible instincts and bad decision after bad decision. And then I also go back and look and think, oh, she's never acted like a newbie, actually, because I feel like my first like memory of her is her yelling at Olivia at that brunch or that birthday party that was hers and Madison's, I think. And then she yelled at Madison there too. And she's never really, she's always wanted to like come out swinging at people. And it's like, no,
What are you swinging at, girl?
Yeah, what are you swinging at? Stop swinging.
Johnny Smiles asked a question. I think this last episode, that was basically along the lines of like, Venita's giving Leva, like she's Leva.
Yeah.
Like Leva just would pop in, stir some crap up, and then just sit back and watch it all unfold, right?
Yeah.
And Leva's gone now. Now we got Venita, but Venita's kind of always been that person. As far as I can remember, I don't remember every specific thing, but now I'm going to probably go back this week and come with a list of like, this is the first thing, this is the second thing. Like, Venita's never had a thing that was just a normal thing. Like, oh, I'm a designer, I'm doing this. Here's about my job. I'm throwing this party. Oh, here's my boyfriend. He's moving to New York. What, like, there's never just been a normal storyline, activity. Get to know you,
Correct.
how you doing,
Yeah.
what are you about?
Yep.
Tell me where you're from, and like ever. It's always just Leva or Venita being like, psst, come on, go in now and say this to
That's
say
right.
this
Yeah.
to Craig.
That's right.
And at least
cool. Here's
Leva-
what we're gonna do. Send this text to Paige real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, go tell Molly that she can't be friends with someone. Go tell Olivia that she's a whatever, like.
Which
It's
went
just
horribly. Do you remember that argument between
I
her and
do.
Olivia?
I not vividly, but I remember
I wish I didn't remember it so vividly. It was like painful to watch because she
Yeah.
just picked the wrong girl. Like, Olivia out of everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it started with Catherine, and it's like, even in that situation, Catherine didn't deserve what Venita was bringing to her in that specific situation. I know that Catherine is I love Catherine, but I know I'm not trying to shill for Catherine. But when she went after Olivia, I was like, did someone tell her the wrong person? Like,
Yeah, it's
that's not Catherine, that's Olivia. Like, it felt like it was just.
Yeah, it was like watching your friend trying to get into like a car they think is theirs and it's not. You're like, no, that's the wrong car.
Didn't she go
wrong
after
skinny
Naomi,
blonde
too?
girl in Charleston.
Craig's
They're all-
Naomi. Was that the same night or was that a different time?
With Craig's
Craig's
Naomi.
Naomi. She went after Craig's Naomi, didn't she?
Oh, she's gone after literally
many.
Yeah,
every.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, but that's it. That's all she's done.
Yeah,
So
all
like,
the wrong people.
Austin's gone after everyone. Shep's gone after people. Craig, everyone's gone after everyone, but they also have companies and houses and storylines and fake Bahamian girlfriends, and like there's tons of other shit going on.
Yeah.
And then I'm also gonna rip you once in a while because we are making a show. Venita forgot the whole part about you got to live your life too.
Yeah, where's the cake? It's just the icing.
Yeah. It's
I also-
so strange. She's so awkward.
I also think this is how I define being a friend, or part of the definition of being a friend. And I think Venita's really missing this. I believe if we are going to have a friendship that stands the test of time, I am going to cheer you on when there are successes and there's stuff to celebrate. And I'm going to help you pick up the pieces if everything crumbles to bits. And is irregardless a word?
I
can
know.
never remember.
I say it, but I feel like there's an argument about disingenuous.
Or
There's
disingenuine.
Disingenuine or disingenuous or irregardless, or if it's just like these
Regardless
are. Yeah, I
or-
feel like
yeah.
I've used all of these and they're
Yes.
probably all wrong.
Yes, I need to look this up because I can never remember. But point being
Here's
is,
what you can remember: that it's 2026,
you can
and
say whatever you want.
everything is everything. Every
no, I
word
don't.
is acceptable. Definitions, Adam, doesn't matter. If there's another word that you're trying to say
Yeah.
that we've already created, just add it to a different thing, and nobody cares.
No, that's
Say whatever you
how
want.
I used to work on Two Broke Girls, and there was a writer that got hired that had like, this was back in the day when Twitter was all the rage, and like if you had a bunch of followers, you were just getting gigs because you had 10 million followers, but maybe you've never written a show before. And the showrunner of that show had to have a talk with him to be like, I read your script that you turned in, and there's no act breaks. And the guy goes, I'm sorry you feel that way. And the showrunner's like, no, I don't feel that way.
There aren't any in here. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's not a
Like,
feeling.
End
that-
of Act 1 is what the little thing would say, and that's not here. And
Yeah, and just for people who aren't clear, this is like writing a script with no characters, and but like can you write me a script with a bunch of great characters, and you turn in a script about the trees, and I say to you, there's no characters in here, and your response is, I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't feel that way, asshole.
there are none.
There aren't
It is
any, and
not
I
there.
asked you to
Yeah.
do this.
That's
thing.
like showing up to film the episode and there's no cameras.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I guess then we're not doing a TV show. We could do a play.
Listen, that happens, okay? Only once, but it happens.
But point being is with Venita, it's like, I believe I can tell you, I think this is a bad idea. I would not hit this dude up. I think he is not into you. In fact, I think he's into your girl, Charlie, yada, yada. If she's still hell bent on doing it, I will say, go for it. Do you jam out with your clam out? But maybe one, I'm not the best person to talk to about it because like, I don't know how to give you words of encouragement here. And I don't want to, and I don't want to be nasty if you want to go after something, but like do whatever's going to make you happy. Like I love you regardless.
Yeah.
Or if you want it to be a long-lasting friendship, you're going to have differences of opinions. People are going to date people that you don't like. So what are you going to not have the friend anymore? If the person's not harming themselves, if they're not with a person that's harming them or other people, it's like, those are not the situations I'm talking about. I'm talking about like you have a partner and I think he's a real a-hole.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I love you and you're my best friend. So you know what? I'm going to put up with it. And I'm not going to talk smack about him to you. It's a safe space. You can still talk to me about him. And let's go with God because our friendship means more to me than whether you are or are not making a mistake. Only time will tell. And quite frankly, I hope I'm wrong because I only want you to be happy. Venita, that's what you should have said. But you're not real friends. And that's why you didn't say it. Or you don't know how to be a real friend. And that's why you didn't say it. Either one.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw out just one little what if. And I don't necessarily believe this. I'm just playing
Devil's advocate?
I'm wondering.
New Year, same advocate.
I have a note for later on about the hot tub stuff that Craig keeps getting crap from Austen and Shep on. Not so much Shep, but Austen. And it just, I popped into my head that like, dang, I wonder if off camera, Craig kind of talks a big game and is like, oh, I had a couple chicks in my hot tub. I went out to the club last night. I went, hey, Austen, I did, dude, Salley and Ma. Like, I wonder if Craig says all that to be like, whatever, you know? But then nothing happens. And I'm like, maybe that's, because it seems so weird that Austen would just keep making fun of him for not kissing these girls for no reason, right? Unless, like, if I was going to do that, it would be a dude that's like, bro, I had these chicks, I had this, I have that, I got all these girls, I got my big business, I'm so great. But nothing, you don't do anything, nothing ever happens. Then me and my friends are probably going to make fun of that friend, right? Like, dude, you haven't done anything. You haven't kissed a girl, but you talk all this shit and blah, 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 blah. So the Craig claiming a big game and them saying you talk all this shit but never do anything could easily be edited out of a show to just make Austen seem like he's just picking on Craig for not making out with a girl. Sometimes I wonder if Venita actually, like, what if Venita actually thinks Craig is a piece of shit? What if Craig is not this great guy? What if Venita thinks Craig and Paige was a scam? What if Venita thinks that Craig is going to walk her like a dog and use her? And like, what if she really believes all that and is simply like if you believed that, you just said if she wasn't getting hurt, if it wasn't a thing, it's just a kind of a not great guy that you didn't love, but whatever, you let it go. What if it was a piece of shit? What if it was a horrible dude? What if 3 months later you're out to dinner and you see that dude with another girl?
No, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, and
Then
when
you
I
would say something, right?
a POS, I mean like he's beating you. He's physically
the only time
harming
you're going
you
to say
or
something
verbally
is if
abusive.
there's physical violence.
No. What I'm saying is I would be up front the first time and say, listen, I'm not down for this dude. I think he is a bad guy.
So what if that's what Venita's doing?
I would say all that stuff, but I would still say, but you're my girl. And whatever you decide to do, I still love you and have your back. Because she's saying you have to pick. I wouldn't make you pick. I would just be like, do you, but I need you to know he is going to do you so dirty.
Yeah.
You've never even seen dirty.
Yeah.
That's how bad it's going to be. But I'm not going to end our friendship and I'm not going to be mad at you because for whatever reason you feel like you got to walk down this road.
Yeah.
That, by the way, is a dead end.
And might be a bad analogy. I don't know how old everybody is who watches this, but if anybody watched The Hills, it really reminds me of Lauren Conrad being super pissed all the time at Heidi Montag at the time, now Heidi Pratt, for being with Spencer. Like Spencer and Lauren would bump heads. And so then Lauren was very much like, you got to break up with this. Like she was just going for Heidi all the time about like, get rid of this dude. And at a certain point, like, listen, I was no Spencer fan during that. I am now. I love Spencer now. But
Who doesn't?
Yeah. But at the time I was not. But I still noticed like, Lauren, like you're kind of throwing a tantrum at this point. It was like, she's not getting what she wants out of it. And that's what it seems like Venita's just getting pissed that like I said, she thought that she could just use Salley to just jab at Craig. And it's not working. And so, but the other thing is that I just watched something, I think it was Molly doing an interview, and she says, people think that Venita and Craig, like when Venita said the thing on Nick Viall about, and listen, I don't know if it was Molly, but I think it was Molly, but I just want to clarify that. She says, people think that they weren't really friends, and so it shouldn't have really mattered. And if it were Molly, I think Molly says, but they were really good friends. So I understand why, like to hear that and to be like, why is anyone speaking on this? And it's a person I'm friends with. And then she's going to choose this other person. And that other show, Summer House, everybody is behind Paige. Like they have her back to the nth degree. And then obviously Kyle's kind of the ringleader in that show, and Kyle already has his beef with Craig, so maybe it was a little bit easier for everyone to get on that board.
It's also such a like New York, New Jersey kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
I got you back to the end. Like,
Yeah.
I get
And
it.
they're all kind of like that about their shows. Like that's one thing that I love about Shep is that Shep is always like, our show's gonna bring it, or our show's the best show, or we're doing everything we like. I feel like Shep is very much a mascot. When I've just in the interviews that I've seen him in, he's very much the mascot of the show.
Totally.
You think he was Whitney's role. You think he was the guy that like actually had a hand in, coming up with the show and creating whatever. And I mean, he was there from the get, and they are good friends and yada, yada, whatever. But anyhow, so I understand that. And so, yeah, if they were actually friends, which I didn't think they were, I have always been coming from the place of like, who cares? He doesn't want to be friends with you. You guys weren't really friends to begin with. So I also thought they weren't really friends, but apparently they were. So Craig does have the right to, as he says on Watch What Happens, nobody is owed my friendship. I can be friends with who I want, and she will not be my friend anymore. And I don't know. I just feel like whether this was pre-planned or something she did on the fly and just had another bad instinct and made a wrong choice in the moment, like this really all stemmed from her. This started all with her. And it's weird that she doesn't the way that she kind of brushes that off like it shouldn't be a thing, or just admit like, I started this beef and like, here I am. And, you shot at the king. He didn't die. And then also she's actually called him a king before. And I'll put that up.
We love Craig.
We love Craig.
Craig is king of all.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the number one guy in the group, as Jack would say.
So Craig has turned himself around throughout the entirety of the show. He used to be the boy everyone hated. Now he's the boy everyone loves. Okay. He worked on himself. He pulled himself together. He has a very successful business that does not have a fake logo on the outside of the cans.
Like, she loved Craig. She would talk very well about Craig. And I don't know when it stopped serving her, or she just, like I said, was put on the spot, asked a question and made a bad
friends. Sit down, have a conversation. It doesn't have to be on camera. Just be like, I love you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Where did we go so wrong? How do we get back on track? This is like friendship 101.
Yeah. And Venita, if you did that and you reached out and said anything of that, like, we'd love to hear about it. Yeah. That would be one thing. If you didn't think of telling someone that's something to let us know.
Now's
because
the time.
That would mean something. Yeah. I didn't even remember this. And I don't listen to Two T's in a Pod, but I'll see a clip because I'm not a Tamara fan. If anyone watches our Orange County,
we're aware.
Yeah. She's not even on my shit list. She's on my like strangle you into the grave list.
Wait, what's that movie with Adam Sandler where there's a guy who has that list of like people to kill? And Adam Sandler like did something nice and he like scratched off his name.
What is that, Big Daddy maybe?
No, it's
or is it Billy Madison?
Billy
maybe?
Madison. That's
okay.
what it is.
Oh, and then he puts on the lipstick after that. It's so good.
I have to go back and watch that.
That's the same one where I always go, "You're not mad at me, you're mad at your dad."
Yes.
And he's like, "I am mad at my dad." Anyway, okay. But anything also, here's another thing of sidebarring really quickly that does make me rethink my loathe for Tamra is that Dolo does the show with her, like because Teddy's in and out. And so a lot of times if they need another person and Teddy's not there, it's Dolo. And I'm like, oh God, like Dolo's the whole reason that I give Teresa a million trillion passes.
Yes.
So like, I'm just saying, might be something I need to look at, because if she's also friends with Tamra, maybe she just likes really toxic women. I don't know. Like,
sounding a lot like Venita right now. If you're friends with Tamra, I won't be friends with you.
Yeah, I just can't be friends with a person like that. But no, I mean, Dolo like can really do. She is the singular person on these shows that could make me rethink what I think of Tamra Judge. Take that for what you will. But anyhow, Salley went on Two T's in a Pod, and she said, what's crazy about this whole thing is that, are we all forgetting that JT didn't get along with anyone? And everyone told Venita, don't date this guy. Don't go after this guy. Not only did they do that, JT accosted Salley in front of an entire room full of people and called her out for being a homewrecker Like she really went after Salley, and Salley was like, I said like, oh God, this guy's pretty horrible, but like you're my friend, and if you like him, like she said to Venita, I'm gonna do my best to like him and find the good in him because you really like him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a friendship.
Yeah, that's a friendship. The energy that Venita is giving about this is like what a 20-year, like my thing about Lauren Conrad. They were 20 years old.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's a person that like doesn't have the experience in relationships. Once you've had that one singular boyfriend that everyone told you, this guy is a bad news, but you wanted to still be with him. So you couldn't help it. He's so cute. And like nobody knows what it's like when we're alone. Like we go on these dinners and we have these great talks and yada. Like once you have that happen, you stop telling anybody to do anything. It really only takes one for the average person.
Yeah.
And Venita was literally just there a year ago and she still doesn't get it. Like what?
Yeah.
Grow up, Venita. Get a life. I'm sorry. It's a bad look all the way around.
Our next scene is when Molly goes to Whitney's and brings the cupcake, whatever, that joke. And I'm not rolling my eyes at her. That scene just from last year, I have like PTSD from it. I can't stand that he said that. But then it's just like, I always use this example from National Lampoon's European Vacation when they go see Big Ben Parliament and he can't get left to get out of the roundabout.
Yeah.
And so it's like morning when they're seeing it and then it's afternoon and then it's nighttime. And he's like, I can't get left. I can't get left with Whitney because as soon as I try to or as soon as I say to myself, be kind, everyone's fighting a harder battle. We're all whatever the things I'm telling myself. Don't have an opinion about any part of people's bodies. And I know that he thought that was like the safe way to talk about her vagina labiaplasty or whatever. It's just like,
wait, what are you referring to?
Yeah, I can't even remember what did he
Whitney,
say?
in his confessional, he was just like, yeah, no, I'm for it. If you're going to anything to, make it compact and all, pretty. And it's just like, oh, so if a woman has a longer anatomy there, then she's a vile, disgusting ogre that should never have sex with someone.
He told her to her face that he didn't have a problem. What I thought was funny was that like he didn't get a taste of the new beep. You know what I mean? He missed out by a couple of years. Like they boned and then she had, and he was kind of like, but he's like, well, I never had a problem with it. And so I think his confessional was more the producers. How do you feel about that? He's like, whatever you want. If you want to tuck it up and do your thing and do your thing.
No,
but
he didn't.
Literally said to her, he never like not compliment, but like, I feel like he was trying to be supportive or make her not feel like an asshole or however you feel if you're not comfortable with parts of your body. Like just trying to reassure her that like, it was fine. Like do what you want to do. But
I feel like he was saying something different writ large about private parts on women in his confessional, saying to her like, no, I never had a problem with it. Yeah, you should just be saying thank you that she let you in the front door. Like, of course you shouldn't have a problem with it, Whitney. But I think in his confessional, it was to me, it was a little too like, you taking a look at a sack of balls lately, Whitney?
Oh,
like,
God.
It's not like that's the Mona Lisa. And you're sitting here being like, oh, if you want to tighten it up and make it look all like this perfect little package.
I think he said, if you were going to trim the curtains, that's what it was. And I'm like, oh God, like it was cringy to hear him say that. But I am in the middle here. Like I do think he was just trying to answer a question that was asked him, and I don't.
And I just think he answered it shitty. Like, don't say a woman should trim her curtains. Like, you should just be. First of all, anatomy is anatomy.
Listen, if you can,
like, let's just be clear. He didn't tell anyone that they should do that. He was asked a question, and he said he was all right if someone decides to do that. It's not like he was like, yeah, chicks should be trimming their curtains and change their Audis like it. He didn't say that.
He was saying it in a very measured way because he knows it's like, let's read between the lines, guys.
Okay.
I don't know. He really bothers me, and I can't give him any leeway because I've just seen him act so horribly so many times that I can't. Like when I hear that, I just hear it from the place of like, oh yeah, because you think every woman's private parts should look like Pam Anderson's, and you think that you like should be talking about how women's private parts look or how women look because you embarrassed a woman on national television saying that she struggles with her weight and the last thing she should do is eat that cupcake. Like, I just want to wring his neck.
I know.
Not all the time. And I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think it would, but I just, in this show, his character drives me up.
It does feel like I'm not even sure why he was on this episode. Like, Whitney has kind of like gone under the radar for certain seasons. He's
aged out of this program.
And we're the people that say you can't age out of Southern Charm. So I don't know what that tells you. But I have come to a thing with Whitney of just like, you know what? This is my favorite show on Bravo right now. It just is. And Whitney created the show. And I want to always just say thanks to Whitney. We're watching this show and we're doing this thing. And I think whatever. And he is very character-y for Charleston. Like, he is. I actually went and looked up who the casting director is from a later scene of what we'll see later, just because I was like, someone needs to shout this woman out and say like, brava, brava from Bravo.
Yes.
I love that Molly got a full ride for music. Like, I don't know why we're not 32 minutes of Molly's music and 10 minutes of these other dipshits. Like, I don't know why that's like, yes, Whitney, thank you. But can we change the format to Molly's musical Wonderland and her friends? And that's I would like to see that this season. Like, anybody who gets a full ride, that's pretty special to me, I think.
Totally.
No, of
For
course.
music,
Of course. What I have seen her perform, like what I've seen on TikTok or whatever I've seen on I don't know. I loved whatever song she played for Whitney.
Listen, they can't all be bangers.
Well, maybe play your one banger if you're going to tell the dude, especially a dude that you already banged and probably regret it. You want to bring your best and be like, listen to this, motherfucker. You know? And even she, like, the second she played it, she was like, I hate this. And I'm like, so do we. Listen, you sing lovely. That was not a song I would.
Yeah. I was surprised by the choice also.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's not your best.
Yeah.
And you have a beautiful voice.
Yeah, because we saw it.
Yeah, and it was good.
Yeah,
Great.
I feel like
Even
we
when
all
she
watched
went,
the same one.
yes, but also when she went to karaoke.
That's the only one I've seen.
Oh no, I've seen her do other stuff, recording with her teacher, or whatever.
Maybe I have seen that too. Yeah, she has better stuff.
She's put multiple things out, and I thought all of them were good. That's why when I heard that, I was just like,
yeah,
let's forget that one.
Yeah, it is weird that she has an elephant tattoo, but that's also very
Not
Molly.
as weird as Whitney's Jägermeister full shoulder Jaeger logo. That's next level.
With a cross in it. Is there a cross in the Jägermeister logo?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a religious alcohol. Is that the blood of Christ? What is Jägermeister?
But like, let me ask you something. I could be so wrong. Is Jägermeister something else than just the label of the brand of Jaeger? Like, is a Jägermeister? What does Jägermeister mean? Maybe I should just look it up.
I think it's just the alcohol, right?
I don't know. I don't. If it's hard for me to believe that Whitney went and got a Jägermeister tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, really, because Whitney drinks $10,000 whiskey.
When
like,
Whitney
why would
was
you pick Jägermeister?
17 or 18 or whatever.
Oh, is it that old?
It has to be. Nobody gets a
Totally.
Jägermeister tattoo.
Okay.
And unless you're too young to drink, and Jaeger's the hot thing right now, and you and your buddies are going drinking frozen Jaeger bombs, and you think it's so cool with the elk and the thing and the and you go get it. Yeah, like that's stupid. That's like everybody who has tattoos. Not everybody. I don't have tattoos, so I guess I can't speak for everybody. But like everyone I know who's had tattoos has that one tattoo where they're like, yeah, I was wasted. That was a dumb. I was a bet. It was a whatever.
Wow.
But it's little. It's a little mistake.
That's why I
Took
thought
out
it
his
must
whole
be
arm.
something else coming.
No,
But
it's just-
Whitney is.
That's crazy.
Whitney
German
to
liquor.
me is the archetype of someone who would get a dumb alcohol tattoo.
Right, something more expensive than Jägermeister. The fact that I was also drinking Jägermeister
But
in
he
high
was also
school.
a punk rocker kid. Like,
Right. I'm
He
just
needs a
saying,
rock
it
and
just
roll
He was
seems
probably
like
trying to be like counterculture, and even though my mom's on the board of the Whitney Museum, like I'm in a garage band with my Jaeger tattoo.
Is that how he named after the Whitney?
Don't know. I'm guessing like it's a family name.
Whitney, like, I don't know. Like I said, he's just very charactery to me at this point, kind of a caricature of himself as all these reality stars seem to become at some point. And the mustache is really setting it off. The weird little mustache with the eyebrows that are like devil's eyebrows, just that
it's the
point.
Botox is getting shot up from underneath. Because he's doing so much in his forehead, it depresses here. So then you got to shoot it up here so that your eyebrow doesn't do this. And it's just like, you have money. Go to a good esthetician who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's an odd.
We're getting bargain bin Botox and it's not even like that. The next scene that to me was, it's nice to get to know Charlie. She seems very sweet, but literally nothing that I cared about happened in the scene. When she went to lunch with her sister and brother-in-law and the kids, and they were just talking about like, so when are you going to have kids? Like, right, we get it. No. She's 30, she's in the South, she's single. Of course she wants to get married and have a kid. That's like,
yeah.
I just, there was nothing of note in this scene. Anyone?
My only note was I'm not sure why she's on this show.
There you go.
But not in a boring, like she seems so sweet and smart and like a normal person with a normal family. And I don't understand. Has she never seen what happens to reality TV people? Like she doesn't seem like the type of person that should be or would be on a reality show, especially one like this.
It's
so
early.
Kind of throws me.
It's early. She might. I mean, and she's young,
and she has a pageant background.
She's not
that young. I mean, she's young, but she's not so young to be naive.
She's very new. I don't know how involved in the art world she really is. Is this a passion that she's really into? Does she want to have her own gallery, whatever? And we haven't seen that yet. I don't think that this is a bad show for her to be on right now. I also don't think it's bad to be dating the Craig of the show either. If she does even, I don't know what it's going to end up. I feel like they're not together because we would know, somebody would have caught them out randomly since the show ended, at a restaurant or, walking, doing errands at, I don't know if Charleston has an Erewhon, but whatever the Charleston version of that is, it just seems like you would have. So I assume that they're not together. So I don't know how this goes. But I think that there is something great about her. I think there's what I notice about Charlie is probably because I love Salley. I really like Salley, but she is missing what Charlie has. And what Charlie has is very soft confidence. And not soft in light. I mean, very natural. She's not waiting for anyone.
She's not a pick-me.
She's not a pick-me at all. She seems totally confident whether she's just going to be an individual on this with seeing no one. She seems like she's hanging out with Craig because they have similar interests. They seem like a very good match. Craig, I do not think is in any position, clearly, as we will find out later. He's still open to taking his ex-girlfriend back, who is fully in a full-on relationship with someone else.
That's such a line of shit. That was the biggest lie he's ever told.
Okay, in your opinion. But we'll get into that later. I do think that she's got great potential. So I
agree.
I don't think this is a bad show for her.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
The next scene up, which to me actually was kind of interesting, was when Westminster and Craig go to By the Way to have a little snickety snack.
Yeah.
And the thing that was interesting to me about it was Craig and Winchester are very similar. These are relationship guys.
This is the Broken Hearts Club.
Yes.
I want to see this weekly.
Me
I want
too.
weekly meetups and be
God, I want a 24/7 feed, Big
yeah.
Brother. Come on.
I'm just trying to be like, okay,
aim high, Nat.
Okay. Ask for it, put it out into the universe.
That's
yes,
right.
A 24-hour feed on Winchester and Craig. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Correct. And when Craig said, what triggered me with Austen is because I would give my eye, essentially, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
I would give my eye teeth to be in a loving, committed relationship. And here you are in one and you're treating her like a piece of shit. and you're coming after me because I am single and I can go out and hook up with whoever I want and spend how I could do this entire season from my hot tub if I wanted to with a girl. Like, and that's all within the bounds, right?
Yeah.
Within bounds. Winchester was like, no, that triggered me also, because it's like, you've got what we want and you're mistreating this relationship and this girl who's such a nice girl so badly, and you don't even deserve it. I have been this person before because I've only had 2 boyfriends, but I remember, and you know this person, I think I said this to you when I had a friend who was married to a friend of mine. I was friends with a couple, and this chick went off the rails. I think it was induced by some things, to be fair to her.
Woo!
But her husband lived and died for her, and he was a really cool guy. He was handsome. He was very successful. He had everything going for him.
Yeah.
They had lots of kids. They had this beautiful, amazing life. And one day she woke up and she just torched the entire life and started hooking up with this young kid who was such a loser.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to you in the kitchen at that house that we would always go to, I was just like, I would give anything to have what she has, and she is just pissing all over all of it, and it's bothersome.
No,
when
it
you want
totally
that, you know.
No, it totally is. I love that both of them. I love that like Winchester was there to say like, no, I get it. Like I get exactly where you were coming from there. Like, again, many things that you can say about Craig that you don't like. I do believe that he is genuinely perturbed by this specific action. I think he said the words, if you don't want to be married to someone, you have to let them go and live their life, you know? And I just think that's a genuine, like, that it must be really annoying to watch and hurtful and like, and not that it's you should be hurt by your best friend's things. That's a whole Venita Sally's situation, like not that kind of thing, but like I can just understand just being in a place in this 6-month span that this show is being filmed in is within 6 months of his relationship ending, which apparently is all he cared about in the whole world, even though he has a million things going. This is the kicker in him that will not let him hit the pillow without the tears on his little pilly.
Just a little slowing down South
That's
Pilly.
why he had to start a pillow company, because he kept ruining all of his
He needs to
pillows.
make like a page pillow. Jenny's still with her. But I don't think it would bother him if Austen wasn't constantly just needling him and going after him.
Yeah.
That's why it bothers him.
Totally.
You know, to the extent of which he blew up.
Yeah. Mike
wants to kill himself right now.
I mean, look, you gotta go outside of yourself, and I mean, 100 million fans can't be wrong. You know, like
That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's.
What are you talking about? I would say the love and hate for Craig is 50-50.
No, she means globally, not just like within our.
Oh wait, are you
Showmance
talking
community?
I am also referring.
Oh,
to
you
that.
are okay.
I think there's a bunch of people that are on this guy is a total shyster, like just a full, like just got the wool over everyone's eyes, and is a storyteller and never completes anything, and like is half-ass, and like I think there's just as many people who think that who are blinded by Craig's smile, because the thing that the blinders, like the Craig lovers, have nothing really to say other than he's so cute, he's got such a great smile, and he doesn't cheat.
Yeah, he doesn't cheat. He is successful. He is like
owns his own
Listen,
home.
we don't need to get
has
into
bees,
this all again.
chickens.
Yeah, there's a million things to like about Craig. And let me tell you something. I'll say this, and I'll probably piss off all of our people that are just dealing with me because they're like, oh, well, we're here for Mike, but we'll deal with this idiot. But I think that the people, generally speaking, that are the Craig haters are the younger girls. I think that, and I've said this before, and there's nothing wrong with this. It takes getting punched in the face 50 times to be like, this guy is just a good guy. He just wants a wife. He's not going to cheat on you. Like, it does take some age and some getting knocked around, not physical, but you know what I'm saying, to really appreciate a guy who is just wants to love What?
Sorry, could you imagine? Like, I'm glad you clarified that, but I just like, could you imagine if that's what you were like? I just got to get slapped around a little to realize you don't want it. Like, not what Natalie was saying at all.
After a couple black eyes,
you just realize, not the one for me.
Yeah. I also think that the younger person, because you have a lot of thoughts about these younger kids coming up. We were just having a conversation about, certain generations, how they interview and how they take jobs or don't take jobs or what they expect and whatever. I think that these are also the ones that will fire off in the comments and be like, this guy, let me tell you, like if you're, maybe in your 40s, maybe you're a little bit busier. You don't need to what is it? Wax poetic to take a minute out of your day to wax poetic about a guy who seems like a pretty great kid, So I would just say that maybe the people, a lot of chatty chats are, not there yet.
I think a lot of the elders that you're disrespecting right now.
How am I disrespecting the elders? I'm with the elders.
Are not pleased with the temper tantrums, the amount of temper tantrums and childish behavior from this 40-plus-year-old man.
I think that they're not pleased with it because they think you're better than that. You don't need to do this. Okay. Look at these idiots that you're hanging out with that are causing you all this ruckus. Don't give in to it. It's like, who do we always talk about? Oh, on Salt Lake. Angie, don't respond to Lisa. Angie. You are up here. Lisa is gonna always be this person that's doing the most, And yeah, I think that's what they don't like about it is they just think it's a big fat waste of time, and go find your beauty queen.
Speaking of big fat wastes of time, Audrey is about to learn that the 2 years she spent with Craig or Austen, I can never remember Austen's name, were a big fat waste of time.
Yeah.
When they are on in this next scene, when they're FaceTiming and Austen's just yammering on for God knows how long about how he doesn't want to see Craig and how disingenuous. Sorry.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's disingenuous.
Oh, okay.
I think. Someone tell me. But I think it's disingenuous.
Yeah, no, I thought people were saying that disingenuous wasn't a word. And I was like, well, too bad because I'm going to be using it until I die.
Yeah, well, according to Mike, it is now.
Okay, great.
But, and Audrey, like the good girlfriend that she is echoing everything that Austen has to say. And you're right. And another thing.
Yeah.
And you guys are really on one talking about how crappy Craig is.
Yeah.
And you are going to see this whole season, Little Miss Sweet Pea Audrey, and realize, no, this crap weasel has been pulling the wool over your eyes this entire time you guys have been dating. He's
been doing that this season. Austen has.
No. I think the entire time they've been dating.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, he did it last season too?
Well, I think she was a transitional, like he was straying from his bestie. Him and Craig used to be like the bros, the two. I mean, well, Shep too, but still, they're younger. I just think that Craig and Austen were closer.
Yeah.
And so once that kind of started to unravel, or also once Craig got with Paige and was like, I'm sure all of his free time was either spent like traveling to New York or Paige is here and they're not going out because they're just ordering in and banging.
So you don't think she watched last season?
Like I'm saying,
What's different this season?
Because they're broken up. So now she's going to be able to go.
They're broken up now in real life.
Yeah.
But season 11 versus season 10, well, what's different?
She'll go back and watch season 10, realizing, oh my God, he was never there for the long haul. This guy just wanted, I always say it, Austen is the king
but my
of wanting
point is, season 10, that wasn't a secret. Austen said multiple times that they both had a conversation, that they're not in a rush, that she lives there, he lives, they both like it. That was a big part of season 10.
We never heard Audrey say that. I think that...
Right, no, we heard Austen say it though, yeah?
Yeah,
On the show?
We still hear
season
Austen
10?
say it. Yeah.
So she didn't watch last year, is what I'm saying. She didn't watch last year to get this information. So she's still having the wool pulled over her eyes, is what you guys are saying? She's not going to find out until this season when she finally watches the show?
Because they're broken up now. When you're with the person, you're like, no, he's going to change. He's going to... all of a sudden, I have had an experience where
whatever Kool-Aid you guys are fucking drinking.
What are you talking about? What are you saying?
I'm saying.
I'm sorry, my eye is twitching. I hope if anyone knows this, I don't know. It's in retrospect, it's usually stress. I don't.
Not from me.
I was just gonna say maybe this guy's stressing you out.
I'm
You
saying
are.
that Austen, this relationship to me on camera has never wavered from probably season 9. They've been together 3 years now. So season 9, season 10, halfway through season 11. It seems to me always been mega casual. She's been to the house to meet the parents a couple times. She's not moved
Where
down.
they've
She
talked
comes
about how many kids they wanted.
right, but like not in a rush situation. Like
But that's
it
not
doesn't.
casual.
It doesn't. What I'm saying is, you guys are like, oh, she's gonna watch this season and find out the wool's been pulled over her eyes, and that's why they broke up.
No,
What
they broke
happened
up-
season 9 and season 10?
They broke up before this started airing. My point is, she's going to look back on all the seasons that she filmed with Austen, in my opinion, and realize this MFer was never in it for the long haul. I was never a serious woman in his life that he was going to take to the next level. We were never going to move in together. We were never going to get married. We were never going to have kids. And I was holding out hope that this was my guy. No chick specifically in the South, in this world, who is of the archetype of Audrey, is sticking around in a relationship for 3 years that she thinks is a ship going nowhere.
And
It's-
driving 4 hours.
Correct.
Because he would never go there. She would always be driving here. There is something that I think that a lot of women can relate to. I think that, and like I was never involved with this person, but just even my friendship with him just became like, in retrospect, like, oh my God, how many times, like, this guy just needed to talk to someone all the time. He just needed to tell you about these things.
Yep.
And you look back and go, I was just a friggin' sounding board for the time that he and his best friend weren't really talking that much anymore. They were kind of beefing, or like they had.
I'm gonna get an eye twitch. You
They
are so
do
right.
that. Yeah. There is something about certain dudes, and usually it's like very vain dudes. If I just
Yes.
like the couple that if I'm in retrospect, the couple are like very beautiful men, very like
You're putting together a lot of pieces for me right now.
yeah. And so you're thinking like, wow, like God, I don't even. This is the same person I said. Maybe I won't even put this in because I just don't want to keep fucking bagging on him, poor guy. But it was the same person that I would say would have, like, I'd come home from work and the girl that he brought home the night before would still be there. And she'd be like,
God, yeah.
we spent the whole weekend together. I thought it was just gonna be a one night stand, but then he wanted to like go to lunch, and then I ended up staying the night again. And it's like, girl, he didn't want to drive you back to the valley. I'm sorry, but like I've seen this happen so many times. That's how lazy this dude is. And he told you all about his family because he likes talking about
That is-
himself,
yeah.
and what he's doing here, and like his childhood, and he told me about his friend that does this, and said that we'll probably go to his restaurant one day. His friend owns his and it's like, you're not going to the friend's restaurant, okay?
You're barely going to the valley, back to the valley.
On his own schedule. Like, she is going to be watching this season and go, the amount of times that I just sat in my car while I had already gotten home, and I couldn't pull into my parking garage because I had to keep service because he's still talking. How many times I did that for this dude who was never really planning on having those kids
Making
we
an
talked
honest
about.
woman out of
yeah,
me.
making it, and I just wasted time, and I was there for all of that.
You think because it's so much time, because
Yeah.
we talk every day,
Yeah.
because of all of these little, it's what I say all the time about that Sense and Sensibility, every day implied but never declared.
Yes.
It's why they say like, oh, actions speak louder than words. Sure, but you still need the words. So like, yeah, maybe it's the actions of talking every day or whatever, but like, no. Here's my plan for our future. Here's what I want for our life together. And
Yeah.
she was just, and by the way, listen, I've done it, Audrey. I am not hating on
No,
you for this.
God,
I
no,
want you
you're
to
the
go and
best
get-
thing that's ever happened to this guy. I mean, Madison's the best thing that ever happened to this guy.
Also,
But-
Sierra is
but-
pretty great,
Oh,
and
yeah, no,
Olivia.
that's
Like
true.
he just has
God,
great taste.
You are
in
one of the great women that Austen
Yes.
somehow swindled to hang out
Correct.
with him for a bit. And I mean, I'm missing whatever he's got is going right over my head. But
so far
Yeah.
over my head. And I was actually thinking as you were saying all of this, I'm like, I wonder what would get him to like stop dead in his tracks and say, Annie Herman, boy, like this is someone, this is my girl. We really connect.
I'm telling you, it's Madison. He likes to be treated like the dog that he is. He wants somebody that is literally, it's almost like, I'm not saying they went as far as like whips and chains, but like mentally, that's what that relationship was, you know, and he could not get enough of it. He wanted someone to tell him that he was the dirty little, dirty, bad boy that he is. But, you know, because Austin's a weirdo. But like I think that he likes a domineer, and also like Madison's like the hottest bitch in town, you know. So like these two things, he was just like like whenever, you know, she would call him 7 names, all the names in the book, and he would get a boner probably from that and be like, I am. What should I do? What do you want me to do for you?
Still had a threesome while they were together.
Yeah, because he wants to be punished. He wants to do things like listen, I don't have it all nailed down.
He wants to be free.
No, he wanted to be with Madison.
Fine. If he wants to be free, then stop dating.
Yeah, but I think that Audrey's going to look back at this and be like, I dated the most selfish human being on the planet, and she'll never do that again. And
please,
no.
Audrey.
And the problem is that so many men don't open up that when one does, you're like, what?
Forget it.
What?
Oh,
You're
my
telling
God.
me these stories? It must
mean something.
It has to, and as it should. It should
but
mean
ladies,
something.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
unless
so
he's
often.
telling you this means something. I love you. Here's a ring. Here's the key to my house. Let's be together forever and ever. Otherwise, he's just a guy who wants a warm body to cushion the blow.
Yeah, it's like in He's Just Not That Into You, when the bartender was like, if he wanted to talk to you, he'd call. It's really as simple as that. If he wanted to be with you, he couldn't wait to drive those 4 hours. He's trying to figure out how he can leave work at noon on Friday so he can get a jump on the traffic, you know? Like, if he's not doing that.
He's booking your plane tickets to see you. You're not even booking your plane tickets.
Yeah. And we called it last season. We said when we heard that Craig and Paige broke up, we all said, you know who also is going to be breaking up any second now is Austen with Audrey, because Austen is going to be like, wait, what? The gang's back? Like, the boys are back? Oh God, like he would not be able to handle knowing that Craig and Shep were out living a life.
Yep.
And he's, you know, having to be on FaceTime with his long distance girlfriend.
That he doesn't want to even be in a relationship with.
Yeah. He was only with her because Craig had a girlfriend, and that's it. And it has nothing to do with you, Audrey, but that's who Austen
nothing
is.
to do with you. Well, we did it, guys. We made it to the guys' dinner. This is our final scene. We did talk about how funny it was that Randy has never really opened a door on time. That was just so the awkwardness of that, where these two people are like, that's not our job. We don't open the door, was pure comedy.
Yeah.
But nothing outshined the moment when Craig showed up and he was the only one to bring a game.
You guys are delusional.
No, there was someone who
Two
came.
people
Oh, sorry,
didn't.
Steven.
Oh,
The
I'm sorry.
rest
The
of them did.
royalty guy? Yeah, that would come with being a royal.
Yeah. That guy is.
Austin brought some, like there's only 2 of them did it.
Oh,
Shep
Austin
didn't,
brought something?
and
No, Austin
fucking
didn't and Shep
Whitner,
didn't.
who
Wait,
Whitner did 2
you're
things
saying
in
that
this.
Austin didn't, and you're saying that Austin
He
did.
did. Whitner.
Austin did?
Yeah.
What did he
Whitner.
bring?
Probably some barefoot bubbly.
God. Whitner did 2 things this episode that made me first side.
Probably a bottle of wine that Audrey left at the house.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go on.
You don't think Craig grabbed a bottle of wine from By the Way? They probably both fucking did.
That's probably true. Listen,
assholes.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I forgot to say about By the Way, a lot more casual than the Instagram photos make it look.
Portends it to
Well,
be.
yeah, that's a good photographer for your social media. That's
Very
bringing
good.
Nice work. Because I really thought it was like dim lit and like very kind of intimate. I don't know. That was the vibe that I got, which is why I told Lee. Was it Lee Armstrong? I think
so,
went?
yeah.
Which is why I told Lee, you got to go to By the Way. And now it just looks
Johnny
like it's a
Johnny was in Charleston last week.
Did he go?
I don't know if he went.
Johnny, did you go to
He
By the
said
Way?
he's like, I'm unironically in Charleston right now.
Unironically.
Sure, buddy. But Whitner did 2 things this episode that, like, I love this guy, but like 2 things I was like, that's not the Whitner I've been introduced to the last 5 episodes. One was at him and Craig's date where he was saying that there's no reason Austen shouldn't have come to Craig's party. What? There's every reason. He got lit the up last time, and these 2 aren't friends anymore. Yes, that's the reasons that he didn't have to come. It just was a weird comment. It was a little kiss-assy, it seemed. Like, oh, I'm going to tell Craig that I'm going to side with Craig. Yeah, I can't believe he didn't come to your party. That's ridiculous,
Listen,
bro.
a smart man.
And
Okay.
second of all, how in the world are you going to go to Miss Pat's for the first time in your life with nothing? Empty Shep, fine, totally. Shep, completely expected Shep to show up with nothing. Whitner, first time, first boys'
Yeah.
dinner, first Miss Pat introduction, and you go empty-handed?
Okay. I thought that Whitner's entire entrance, I thought that Whitner looked very nervous.
Same.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it was just like a vibe of like first timer, new on the show, guys' dinner. I've seen this be like, and like I'm with you. I think that Whitner totally is the guy that would normally totally think of something like that. That's how nervous I think Whitner was. I think he probably meant to run by a liquor store on the way and then was so nerved up just by what I saw, just him walking in. Like that's also
And
not a
they're
Whitner
filming,
move.
and it's Miss Pat's, like, and
do
it's
I
the-
just walk in? Do I just like
You're the reason these boys act the way they
no,
do.
no.
Whitner's a great dude.
Whitner is the second best guy on this show.
He's the second best house on the block.
He is on the douchebag block.
Wait, what did Austen bring? What was his gift?
I think just some wine,
They
right?
all brought wine. I don't know what the Prince of...
He brought wine.
They all
Yeah.
brought wine.
I think he brought champagne.
He seemed to have something fancy.
Or like a bottle of alcohol.
Yeah,
whatever.
only because, but then maybe a million things are named Dom. That it's not just Dom Perignon,
No,
but
no.
it was like something Dom, and they were very impressed by it, and it did seem like he probably,
I loved Steven.
totally.
I think he is handsome. I think he is astute as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think he was calling it like he saw it. And when the alcohol was flowing, he got even more
Yeah.
dead on, balls accurate with what his views of everyone were. I hope he comes back. I really like him.
Yeah. No.
He probably won't because it seemed like he was just there for a good time, not a long time, but I'd like to see him again.
The guy that came on last season that was like, my husband's a doctor, or is Patricia's
No,
doctor. Is
no.
this not the same?
Totally different guy.
Oh, okay. Good. I didn't like that guy.
Oh, really?
The guy from last season?
Yeah.
No, I did not like that guy.
What did he do? I don't
He was
remember.
annoying. He was just is like getting involved in things. And I'm like, can you run along and let the adults speak?
Oh, I don't remember. I genuinely have
I
no
can't.
idea.
I can't even remember the guy's name. I can't even remember his
He had a
face.
shaved
I
head.
remember,
I just
remember what I'm seeing his face in front of
Same.
me too. He's very handsome, tall guy.
Super
But
handsome.
at the
I don't remember him being that.
JT's event house place, whatever he has, his little what do you call that? Like a where you go rent the space.
It's like clubhouse thing that you
what
can
is
rent
it,
out.
though?
A venue.
Yeah, like a venue or whatever. When Salley and Molly and everyone got in that huge fight.
At the house.
At JT, no,
At
at his
JT's place.
event.
I mean, yeah,
space.
Yeah.
but it's like a house.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like that's when JT was like, "You're a homewrecker. You're this and that." That guy
Oh,
went
and he
got
tried-
super involved. He tried to get involved, but then I think he just started crying.
That's the thing. I imagine it would be nerve wracking
Yes.
to get in on this show. And there's all the only person that like never seemed nervous at all is Salley, and that is just like one sort of trait that goes along with like probably the 10 bad ones that like if Sally's someone who is.
It's why I
is
like her as a
making-
character on the show.
Yeah, she's just very like. What? I gave him like a half a blowjob in a parking structure. Like,
It happened.
like she said it in a way of like it happened.
And she was
I'm
being
like-
totally honest, which I super appreciate.
Exactly. So that's why I don't think that we've ever seen nerves come out of Salley.
Yeah.
She just isn't wired that way.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that scene where we were like all waiting for him to form a sentence, and it should have been so easy to do to JT because JT is such an idiot loser.
Yeah,
and
and then
he-
JT made fun of it.
And then
like,
JT made
just
fun of him and was
stuttering,
like he
that's
goes,
so fucked
riveting
up.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the one good line that
JT
JT had
had,
all
yeah,
year was he was
100%.
like, very well spoken, well said.
yeah.
I don't know why I thought this Gentleman's Dinner, which is normally a real banger of an episode, just all really fell flat for me. Even through the end when, Austen and Craig are talking outside, I'm like, I don't I don't even know why you guys are talking to each other because I don't believe that anyone's forgiving anybody. I don't believe anyone's moving on. It just all felt very performative and not.
It's a good word, especially the part where Craig said, honestly, I would take her back right now. Even after I went on multiple shows, giggling my way through an insinuation that she cheated on me. That
There's no wrong way to grieve.
Like if
Full
you
of
have
shit.
never been someone,
that lies all the time.
oh my God,
I know,
girl,
I
My worst
it's embarrassing how like you are so haterade on this guy.
It's fine.
Like
I'm allowed.
you're allowed, but like it's like when I think about
You believe that? You believe that? After his whole setup and the whole Watch What Happens Live and the whole, I'm not saying shit, I don't know, and
do
Austin's,
believe it.
but like, what?
I believe it. I believe that he knows it's bad. He knows he shouldn't.
Believe it.
He knows it's not going to happen.
This
That
is
she's
why
with someone
Craig is
else.
who
But
he
like,
is. Why Shep is who he is, and why Austen is who he is.
Here's the thing. I think, are you trying to say that he said that because he's just wants to garner the sympathy from like Heartbreak Hotel
Yes, we
Kid?
talked about this from episode 1. This
okay,
is
listen.
Craig's crash out season. He needs
He's
to
not
show
crashing
everyone
out. He's
how
not.
heartbroken he is. He's going to get super wasted and get back on his alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. I'm so heartbroken. I would take her back. Oh, I can't believe I'm so sad. Then get all the sympathy. It's going to work. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect execution. Who? Jesse, was it Jesse on the Valley who, what's her name, said he writes down all his beats for the season? Jesse Lawley.
Oh, that's
Remember
he had
that?
a binder. Yeah.
Yeah, is his binder
Yeah.
of what's going to happen and when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I never thought that really about anybody. They all should be doing that, quite frankly, with their producer, if they're smart.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever heard anybody where I was like, I don't hate that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
When Craig said that, I was like, oh man, you genius. This is page 7 of your binder.
All right. Let me tell you something. That let me tell you something. That could very well be true.
Sorry, I'm having because I'm a little sick. I can't hear that well. Can you one more time?
Oh, because again, in the famous words of Courtney Albiani, 2 things can be true. You can know what a good story is. You can be an adult person who has had the same job for 11 years now and understand what it takes to rise up and to stay the number 1 guy on the show. You can know that,
create
and you can still be
storylines
incredibly
that aren't true.
heartbroken, and you can still know, and holla if you hear me, you can know that maybe someone cheated on you, and you can still be like, and I would take them back in a heartbeat. Like you can be that in love, that you can carry that much of an idea of what a relationship was. Now, usually you think that, and then you do have a rendezvous with that person at some point, and you're like, I don't feel it anymore. I think that that's what would happen. If Paige did come a knockin', I do think that he would go, this is, I think it's...
In his defense, I'll give him this. In his defense, right after, he says sometimes the heart doesn't catch up to the brain or whatever. He said something like, it takes a while for the heart to catch up to the brain. So I think he was trying to acknowledge that, like, listen, this is a stupid thing I'm saying.
Yes.
But I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe that it was genuine. I think it was a cry for help.
I don't know, I
A
believe it was
faux cry for
genuine.
help.
I believe it was totally genuine. And like I said, if they did ever have like some
What I
weekend
would have
away,
loved to
I
have
think that
seen-
he would go a running to be there. And then I think they would spend the weekend together, and he would see her for all the things she truly is, which I love Paige, but not right for him. And he would be like, it's kind of the same with how women will go like take and take and take and take, like, and I mean, not take, I mean, take it and take it and take it. And then you hit a point where you're like,
What am I doing?
what
here?
is this? Yeah, this is, yeah, exactly.
I don't have to be here.
Yeah. And then there's really oftentimes, I would say 99% of the time, there's no coming back from that unless that person on the other side is hell bent on proving you wrong. I really have changed, but like they got to spend a long time and maybe even wait a year for you to come back around because you date some more and you realize it's either your problems or this guy's problems, like that could happen. But for the most part, there's no turning back from it. But I do think that he is being totally honest because he hasn't had that shot yet to get back and have a meet up with her and then see for himself that like it's not there anymore. But I do think it's honest.
He'll never have that shot
At the same
because of
time,
Paige.
do think that he's smart enough to know this is the winning ticket. I should keep this in the dialogue. I should keep bringing up that I am still getting over like the worst heartbreak of my life.
And
It's
also, Steven
maybe
brought it
not
up.
a winning ticket though.
What?
It might not be a winning ticket.
It's
like,
one in me.
but also like, so first I was like, it never would happen. But I saw, all I could think about was Hannah and Paige just seeing that scene together, like sitting, like getting ready for the podcast or after the podcast, and they're chilling, and like somehow it pops on TV, and they're like, "What the f- is it?" Oh, like did you hear it? Like, and just falling to the floor, laughing, giggly squad, like full blown.
You're not even doing this like your
and so
argument justice. You're leaving out something that would bode very well for your argument.
Fantastic. What?
He doubled down on the ring, bought a ring.
Right. Fake. Not real. Like
Well,
that was
Fake
the
news.
first thing
you know
he
what?
said.
I want to know. I want to know where everyone's at with that.
We know where everyone's at.
I mean,
There's one person who thought he bought a ring. Craig.
this guy.
There's two people.
No,
who thinks he
I
bought a
really
ring.
don't know, but I also just think that like the average person who does
Also,
lie
where's
about
this-
something that there's a whole uproar about. I don't know if you bring it up again all these months later.
But that's what I'm saying about the I would take her back. It's like, bro, she's been seen with this other dude. She says she's never going to speak your name. You've both been on shows kind of shitting on each other. It's not for a while like that happened. But like, this was a disaster, right? A full-blown disaster breakup in the public. Not the relationship, the breakup, right? You were both mean to each other. It was horrible, right? And so now you're going to sit there and be like, oh, I would take her back. I think it might backfire. Like, it might make people be like, well, even Shep was like, I
Okay,
can't
because Shep
believe
doesn't
he
get
said
it. Shep
that.
doesn't know that love.
Shep, that's
And
right.
listen, as
Oh
someone
Shep
who
has
was
never loved anyone more than himself, so he couldn't possibly know that
Johnny,
love.
I'm reading your comment here. I'm gonna have it going over and over in my head. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to stay strong.
You guys, I have I don't know how much detail I've ever gone into about my marriage, and I won't go into a ton of it, but like my husband was gone out of nowhere one day. After 5 years, he was just went to work, never came home. And for a year, I was doing anything that I could to understand and to say whatever it was, I'll fix it, I'll make it better. I won't do that anymore. I'll like whatever it was. Like, and this guy literally humiliated my entire life. Everything that we even had to go through to be together because we're from different nationalities. And so there was just a whole shit show in order to even get married. And then, so by the time that like, it was literally a full year that it took me to randomly one day, not out of nowhere get a text, but I mean, out of nowhere, this feeling came after 1 year getting a text from him about something and being like, I don't know, deal with it yourself. Like something he was like asking me to do, or if I knew who did we used to go through to get this, or like whatever it was. And I was like, and it was just it. And my dad told me that about my mom, that my dad was like, for 6 to 8 months, he was just wanted to die after my mom left. And then that one day he woke up and it wasn't there anymore. And I still think that the amount of time that has gone by since this monumental public celebrity breakup of all the things that heighten all the senses that like of the normie breakups, what you always say, it's one thing to get kicked out of a Honda Accord, it's another to get kicked out of a private plane or a private jet, whatever you call them. I've never been on one. I just think like that is a thing that people go through. At least it could be. Mine was about 12 months.
I'm not disagreeing with you. We've all been there. We've all had a relationship that ended, not all of us, most of us probably, that ended horrifically. And for a while we were like, oh, I'll do it again. I that is a true statement. I don't believe it's true with these two.
Okay.
Or Craig. Like, I don't think that Craig wants that. I think he's telling everyone.
Craig
it's
doesn't
part of the
know
story.
yet that he doesn't, but once they meet up, he will be like, exactly.
That year is like
6 months.
Oh,
it's summer because it was December. It was like Christmas time, whatever it was. Like
it's
that.
like 6 months. You're
Yeah,
still in the
6 months.
thick of the
and you're seeing her
gut-wrenching,
everywhere.
heartbreaking pain.
Yeah, and she's on. What did you say? That, like when you broke up with your girlfriend, like you had to park under her billboard. Like that's a big fat bummer. I'm sure that Craig has parked under a couple billboards. You know, a Tresemme ad is flashing across his TV screen. $500,000 ad, might I add? Way to go. So yeah, that's a big fat bummer.
Sucks.
Yeah, Courtney had to watch hers on TV, hitting home runs, or actually not hitting home runs after they broke up.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
He was a
and I
pitcher.
mean,
They don't hit
and
home
I
runs.
felt that way, and mine just moved back to North Hollywood with the rest of the.
It's awful. I slept with
Schmoes.
my door open for a year. I did not lock my front door for a year, hoping that he would just come home, open
Yeah.
the door, and be like, crawled into bed. I'm so sorry, I messed up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's what.
Thinking,
That's why.
yeah, like that the relationship was so strong. Of course, that's going to happen. Truly believing he will be home any second. I don't know what happened. He'll figure it out.
But this is don't know what happened. Don't know what happened. Just boosh out of the blue. Yeah, out of the blue. Yeah, this
Yeah.
wasn't out of the blue.
It wasn't for her. Felt to him that it was.
Right.
We can move on.
We can move on. Is there anything else that anyone wants to? Because we're at the end of the episode. Is there things from this dinner that you guys want to chat
Okay.
about?
Okay,
I-
go ahead.
Go ahead. I agreed with you about their conversation at the end. I was like, I don't care.
I don't
fucking
care.
Don't be friends, you guys. It's grow up. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We're not, I
Move on.
thought you had something to say about the question that she just asked.
I,
Oh no, that was
that was the question, and that was my answer.
Okay, the only other thing I wanted to say about this scene is what I mentioned earlier is that what's the doctor's name?
Steven.
Steven. Dr. Steven. He is the kind of casting that only this show does. Like it's what sets this show apart. It's what sets this casting director apart from the casting directors of all the other shows on Bravo and whatever, because this is what you tune in for, whether it's someone like Whitner, who is got a very similar background to what it seems that Shep has. Like he doesn't have the kind of money where he doesn't have to work, but he's got a
He's doing
big
just
fat
fine.
home that his mom's just waiting for him to get married and have kids so that they can just pass it on over. It's
Itchy Grass
gorgeous.
Farms. Yeah, what it's called.
It's really good. We always talk about the casting of this show. So the team here, from what I saw, supervising casting director is Jennifer Redinger. The casting producer is Ariana Schothauer, and the casting associate is Nain Gimo. Or
Well done,
Nane
man.
Gimo. And bravo. Good work. And you know, maybe Patricia knew them, whatever. Well, someone's got to reach out and convince them why it's a great idea to do it, and has to make sure all the avails are matching up, and can we afford you, and all the things, and so even
They really do an exceptional job. We mentioned that in the beginning of this season.
yeah.
Other shows need to take note. This is how you cast a show.
Yeah. And even the casting associate, she's the one that's made. Oh, I'm not actually sure if Nain, Nane Gimo, is a boy or a girl, but whoever you are,
JWD.
yeah, they're the ones that are really checking their email at 3 a.m. to see, did they get back? Did they get back? Anyways, I just thought that they were worth mentioning because that's why this is my favorite show. It is unlike no other. And the only thing also, because we're always wondering, like, what is Whitney's? What's his title? What's his deal? He, as far as I could see, and it could be different on IMDb, but like on the credits that roll, his name is only listed under originally developed by. It says originally developed by Whitney and someone named Brian Kestner.
Yeah, Brian was on the show for like 2 seconds.
Oh, he
And
was?
No, it was like his friend that came out from LA. They were meeting because they were going to do a bar or something.
Oh, that's
Remember
the
that
same
a million
guy. I
years ago?
remember
Yeah.
that. And then didn't he ditch out on someone? Who was he supposed to open the bar with? Shep?
Uh-huh.
And then he had to tell Shep.
Not doing business with you, bro.
I don't know if that's the same dude. I think Bravo put him with a development executive to help develop the format.
Well, either way, a person that has that role then comes on and makes you and like says on the show that this guy is not worth going into business with. That's
Not nothing.
I don't love that. Anyway, so there was that, and then the only other thing. Listen, I appreciate Patricia's love for antiques. I really do.
I do too. I love Patricia. I love everything about her.
Yeah. I just think that like maybe, there are some antiques that are still totally worth procuring and bringing to your historical home. Maybe you just put them in a room that you can still see and admire from afar. I don't know if like this is the table set that you continue having dinners at with a bunch of overgrown children that keep breaking your chairs. Unless this is a bit at this point and they're just doing it like to see like, oh, someone breaks a chair every year. If a chair doesn't get broken, it wasn't a successful dinner. I don't know. But like if it's not, maybe have just a regular table for your dinners.
In the 80s and 90s, like decorative towels were a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you would go to use the bathroom in your house and suddenly there are these like fancy towels out and you just use the bathroom and now you need to wash your hands and your mom would scream out, don't touch those towels.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to use them. And you're like, what the fuck are they here for then?
Right.
That's what those chairs need to be. Like the decorative towels that nobody's supposed to use, but they're out.
Yeah.
Confusing people.
Because she has a home that I think has probably many places in it where like, we don't sit in the sitting room, like it's a sitting room, but no one actually sits in there. It seems like that's where those table and chairs should
or maybe they're just for ladies.
Go. Yeah, I think the lady did we have any snafus? Because I feel like there's been at least one ladies' dinner that she had. She did have one.
Yeah, but I don't think it's an annual thing.
Oh, I thought there was one every season. Oh no, the ladies I feel like only had one. I never saw.
That's what
again.
I mean.
Yeah,
the ladies is not annual.
Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that. And I thought it was funny that the guy was like, "Well, I'm the only one that can afford to fix it."
I'm telling you, I love this guy.
I know.
That was so
Give
good.
me more Steven, please and thank you.
I love it when it flashed back to all the times that Craig screwed up. And like there was definitely a time where Patricia just didn't like Craig. Like she was just like annoyed by him, And now she seems to have gotten over that, but like that eye roll was so genuine in that flashback where she was just like this. I won't even say.
Correct.
Yeah.
Shall we do commies?
No, but are we now getting into their discussion outside?
Like Mike and I were saying, we don't have anything to talk about with this conversation because I didn't even know why I was watching it. It was very reminiscent of like the Salley Venita conversation where it's like, why are we here? I don't feel like we're having a real conversation. Nothing feels like it's going to change from this.
I think that nothing really does change from it just by like what you're seeing next week and even just seeing interviews now where they're like, where do you guys stand? And I feel like Austen's still saying, who? Well, guess we'll see, or like I think at BravoCon, I think even Craig mentioned something like, no, so far so good. I just think that these guys have a real, and it's more so Austen. I think that Craig is caught up with other things and got his mind probably, if nothing else, than his business, than like his ongoing heartbreak. Like Austen's just not like a front and center priority for him, but it seems like Austen is so affected by Craig, like very affected by everything this guy does. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about.
The emotion he feels for Craig, he should probably put that into a sig other relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to marry Craig.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't be passionate about your friends, but again, they're at a stalemate.
No,
That's
totally.
what it feels like.
Yeah, totally. And then you'll be like, oh, of course you think this. But like, I did think, because we always, have said that we just wish that Craig would understand that he does have the better life, the upper hand in a way of this relationship. Austen seems kind of like the younger brother who's just like, God, my older brother is such a dick, like that seems to be the dynamic. And if Craig could just be a little more gentle about just kind of understand that and just go easier on him. And I thought that Craig handled, I feel like every word I'm going to say right now, I can already feel you just looking at me like, of course you do. But I don't think that, I feel like Craig handled that situation, that conversation beautifully.
Agreed.
Even just saying, I was triggered by something, instead of saying, you talk shit, so I talk shit back. Saying that you're triggered about something, to me, the way that I take that word is that it means like you your reaction could be easily also seen as an overreaction by other people who are not dealing with your personal demons that you have. I reacted to something because of my personal demons. That's what triggered kind of means to me. And even the way that Austen started out the conversation with saying, like, I wish I could say I didn't have a great time with you just now. And like, I really care. I can't stop caring about you. I really care. Like, that's how you go into a discussion with someone that you want the relationship to find its way back.
Yeah.
Take note, Venita. That's how you start it. That was another thing I didn't say about Venita. The way that Venita did start that conversation, like, she didn't start it. She's the one that clearly has the problem. If I'm the one that has the problem, and like this lunch is happening to talk about the problem that I have, I don't then say to the person that I have the problem with, you start, you go. I'll just listen. And then when I am listening and that person does decide to start at your request, I don't then pour my champagne up to the brim of the top to passive aggressively let you know you're driving me to drink. You know, like I just thought, I don't know what's going to happen with these two. I think they have a road ahead of them. I do wish that they could just do what Craig said. Let's give each other grace on this. But then he also says, like, if you're not ready for that, I can continue to give you space. I really miss you. Like, I just think he really like put it out there.
He did. I just feel like Craig doesn't, Austen, oh my God, I literally cannot remember Austen's name to save my life. I feel like Austen doesn't receive anything he says. He doesn't believe anything he says. He is just waiting. He's not listening. He's waiting to get his 2 cents out.
Yeah. He already had the back and forth with Audrey. They already FaceTimed to do a run through. And so he wants to get out
a mock interview.
Audrey's like, yeah, say that. That's good, babe. Say that. Yeah. And so he just like wanted to get out all those points.
His talking points.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's why it just felt so, what are we doing here? Because you got one person who's really trying to have a conversation and the other person who's just like, I'm just so frustrated with you and I don't think you'll ever change that I don't know if there's anywhere for us to go.
Yeah.
Morticia777 said, Venita going on blast about Molly's very personal, intimate, and very private information tells us exactly who Venita is. Molly was spot on about Venita. And I feel like this is right, but I don't know why. I just keep trying to go back to the well to be like, no, but I like you, Venita. But then you do stuff like outing Molly's personal business about her personal business, and it's hard to then root for you.
But wait, when she says Molly was spot on about Venita, Molly says, no, Venita is a good person. Venita, like, I feel like Molly gave Venita a complete pass on that whole thing. Rod was the one that was like holding Venita to account and being like,
you're right. Morticia, what did Molly say about Venita? Maybe I'm missing something. Shannon Fall said, Salley is gunning for a Corona sponsorship. I'm in full support. And I said, I too am in support of that as long as mine comes first.
Yeah.
And by mine, I mean ours, obviously.
Whatever, man. I'll take it however I can get it.
Honestly.
You can own it. Just whatever.
Normal Maldonado Bua? Am I really botching that?
I haven't.
Okay, great. If I am, let me know. My issue with Venita is that she expects Salley to unfriend Craig because she doesn't get along with him. Yet last season, when most of the cast had major issues with JT, she didn't think about them for 1 second. Venita went after her heart. Sadly, she got burned and realized that others were right about JT. I feel if she cared that the same will happen to Salley, she should say so, not play head games. To me, it feels like a power play. And that's what you were talking about. Like Venita's asserting that she's got more seniority on the show with Salley. It feels like a power play. And then also all the JT stuff. Like everyone said, we don't like this dude. We don't even want to film with him. He's a rotten egg. Why are you, liking him? Whatever. And she didn't give a good goddamn.
She really didn't.
Nope.
And I had totally forgotten about him calling her a homewrecker in front of everyone. And Salley still it took her telling that story on that podcast for me to remember how, because JT was just such a
dumpster fire.
Yeah, hobbit, with what do we say? He had a tupomica.
Oh my God, it looked like because the hair.
He had like a very small hairpiece.
Yes,
that
in the
it
shape
looked
of
like
a yarmulke in the spot where you put a yarmulke, so it was a tupomica.
When you called it that. That was the greatest thing I've ever. Might be the greatest wordplay I mean, truly, prove me wrong. Like what? Like what's better than tupamica to describe just a little piece?
A yarmulke-sized toupee. It's a tupamica.
So good.
Okay, MZQP. Lots of other stuff, but hopefully you know this is you by this point. I would like to see more of Venita's personal life, such as her relationship with her mother, not just surface level stuff. Clearly, you can see by all the comments I captured, I'm really digging here with Venita. Like, I want a different experience with her.
Yeah.
Marty Hans said, Salley is just dense, not dumb. What is it? No street smarts, maybe book smart, socially awkward, no social awareness. I don't think Sally's socially awkward, but I do think she doesn't have a social awareness.
Yeah. And we all know that girl. Like we just like it's just like they've gotten away with so many things for so long. And it almost in a way where you're like, God, I wish I could just be more like, I don't really care what anyone else thinks. I'm just going for whatever I want to do right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a great night tonight, regardless. Like, that's not something I can ever do. There's always things in my head. Like if things aren't going swimmingly between me and everyone here, I will spend most of the night being like, oh, this is weird. I don't know. Like, is she... I don't know. I'm just bobbing.
And literally, there's
around
no
that.
problem on anyone else's end. You're just in
I'm
your
like
head.
making them up in my head. Yeah. And so yeah, nailed it.
Johnny Smile said, I'm praying for Jack to come to confront Salley around episode 15. Make it weird. And I just think that's hilarious.
So that was probably my favorite comment. Like that would keep me entertained for a couple, at least 4 or 5 episodes is what I replied. Like Jack stepping to Salley and being like, he's my man. You step up.
Oh my God.
Like hilarious.
Really great.
Okay, you guys, I meant to tell this story earlier. We talked about Jack. We don't know Jack, but we know Jack. You know,
Well, we know Jack.
We know Jack. Yeah. And so we did a little thing about him. We had things to say about Jack and what we think the relationship is like with Craig. And so it just happened to be one of the shorts that I cut. And I have no rhyme or reason for my shorts, which leads me to something else. Someone else out there has created an Outify account and is cutting shorts. So if you see an Outify account on TikTok that doesn't look like the shorts that I cut, it's because it's not. And some people might think, oh, you should do something. You should report them. And no. As I've always said, even when I was a writer and people would be like, aren't you afraid someone's going to steal you're just sending the script out? Like what happens if someone steals it? And I'd be like, I would be over the moon if someone found something worthy enough to steal. And that is how I feel about whoever started a fake Noutify account.
The Foutify account.
The Photify.
It's not as good as Tupamica, but they can't all be.
No, I can't all be bangers.
But yeah, no, we're really starting to make it.
No, totally. I'm like, and what I thought was also hilarious is that on top of that, then I get a notification today that they have followed us, which is like, listen, the more the merrier. Whoever else is seeing the fact that this account has 54 followers, I get that that's nothing, but like, you know, we only have a couple like 2,300 or something like that. And that's taken 2 years to get. This guy got this many on one weekend. I just think it's nice that there's 50 more people out there that thought this content was worthy enough to subscribe to.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that was a whole separate story. Back to Jack. Jack saw the short that we made about him and Craig, and he liked it and favorited it and responded to my comment. And I just think,
exactly, Minnie. Minnie loves Jack too.
yeah, thank you for that, Earthworks. But yeah, Minnie always seems to chime in with a meow when it
best
suits.
time.
Yeah.
So we got to get her a mic too.
And
mini mic.
And now that we've made our friend Jack, I want to do a segment every week that just is like me giving you updates on what Jack's been up to this week. I'm thinking about calling it the Jack Tracker or Track and Jack.
Oh yeah.
So what's up, Jack?
Yeah, I was gonna say what's up, Jack.
What's up with Jack? So maybe we'll start that next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love a Jack tracker.
Yeah.
Nicole Slade said, Natalie, it's too cold for short sleeves. By the way, you guys are amazing at what you do. Thank you so much for the compliment. But I just want to let you know, I say this all the time. Aren't you cold? You got your cute little toesies not covered up.
I can't even feel my feet.
But don't you want a sock?
No, because A, socks are lame. And
Love socks.
I don't The only reason I don't wear shoes is because I can't. I as you see, my leg is up on this thing.
See, I always thought you just ran real hot.
God no,
You're cold.
God, yes.
ran real hot.
You've been hot since the day I met you.
You need to put a ring on it.
Listen. But I think you might be the exception because in this room, like you say that these lights don't make it hotter, but we always get hot. You and I and Travis would get hot. Jeremy would get hot. Like doing this, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's also just like being on and like a nervous energy or whatever. Like we're always hot in here usually. During the summers, we can't put the AC on because it's so loud.
I love it.
That the mics would be like it would be a thing. But you've always been cold since the day that I met you.
Yeah.
So
my dad now is running cold, but my whole life he would always be like, put some clothes. I always call it the Bob Abbiati School of Movement because anytime I was cold, he's like, it's because you're not moving. You got to move. By the way, he is right. As soon as I start moving, I do get warm. But now that he's older and he gets cold very easily, he'll like come over and he'll be like, Daddy, turn the heat up for you. I'm like, it's too late. I spent my whole childhood freezing, and now Daddy wants to turn the heat up. I'm over it. I can't prepare.
No,
for this
that
trip.
is exactly what happens to all dads because both of my dads were like that. My stepdad, who I like grew up with on a full-time basis, it would be freezing in the middle of winter in Northern California, where there's seasons there. Yeah. And it would be freezing. And I would be like, I can't feel my hands. And it wasn't just a put on a sweatshirt, it was a put on some mittens. Like, we're inside. We're at the dinner table. You want me to put mittens on? the one hand, mittens were just like two fingers. Yeah. And then when they get older and start getting, a little sickly, then now it's just like, what is happening in here? Because now, like, you can spend $1 million a month on the heat. But when you were a kid, they were like, who's paying for this?
My dad had a little Post-it on all the thermostats, and it said, do not put above 72 or below 68. Thank you, the management.
Yeah, my dad Stan had that same Post-it. Do not touch this.
They saved all their heater money for when they got old.
I guess so.
Okay, Shannon Fall also said, did one of the producers sit Venita down and lie to her about the plan for the season? She's making every wrong move.
Yeah.
Shannon couldn't agree more. Mary Ayaka Kent said, my son Sam, who is an awesome drag queen, taught me the finger clap and explained it to me. He said, a lot of people don't know the history, but I told him my Showmance friends do. And I just want to say thanks for recognizing.
I do think the kids nowadays are using it not for applause, but when somebody clocks something. So it's made a transition.
It's kind of all encompassing in the sense of like you want to agree with someone, if you did something that was amazing, I would be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like if I'm clocking like one of your moves, being like, okay, saw that, you know what I mean? It's just it's like an exclamation point. It's the emphasis is what I think.
Wonderful.
Anyway, let me know, Merriam-Webster. Heather True Laval?
True Lavalley?
True Lavalley? I don't know. Heather, tell me if this is right. Also, I think you might be a newbie, which I love. Love the cat, and I love Mike's monologues.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, his haterade induced monologues?
Well, I just thought it was better if I read it instead of Mike saying, I'm just reading this because she complimented the cats, but she also did finish it with, I love Mike's monologues. Anyway, you're up, Mark.
Skip that one. Build Indy. I think Salley is dumb too. A box of rocks.
Oh my God.
I feel like Build Indy has never held back on just being like, yeah, F that B.
That's why we're friends.
Never giving him the B of the D.
And that's why she's my best friend.
That B.
Nettie. I'm jealous of the mom-daughter and son-mom relationships on this show. Cute. She's right. It's so weird that, and I made this comment, it's weird that these relationships are so good, but these kids are so freaking bad. Like they're just so bad at being in relationships, having relationships, being friends with people, being sweet to people, but their parental relationships are great. It's so crazy.
Listen, you can't have it all.
Ready also, Venita is nobody's friend. Fake, gossipy hater. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sandy with cats. Minnie is so freaking cute at the 157 mark, sitting next to Natalie with her little paws up on the chair arm, under her little stocking on the tree. My kitty Cosmo was on my lap when I said, "Look at the kitty," and he started to stare at her for a couple of minutes. Kitties are the best.
That's
I
so
also
cool.
love Foof.
I
Me
love
too.
that.
Kitties
God,
are the best.
kitties are the best. I do start feeling like that old creeper cat lady. What I start being like, wouldn't it be great if one day we all got all of our cats together? I mean, it'd probably be a total shit show. They probably all scratch each other's eyes out, you know. But like in theory, we
could try.
it sounds lovely.
Loretta M1J, we got same wavelength. This episode was totally produced. It was so boring. I was surprised that the show was unwatchable. I hope it's better next week.
It wasn't.
50-50.
Yeah.
But I've been really enjoying this season, so I can't hate on it.
Totally have. I think it was watching the scenes from the next, and I said it out loud. I'm like, almost that one is what we were watching.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Loretta also said, best thing about Craig is a smile. Other than that, I can't think of a thing.
You don't need to. That's how good it is.
This one I'm going to read. I think Marianne Shepard was annoyed, but it's one Truth for Peace response that I'm going to read. Please stop clapping with your fingertips. It's so awful. Trying to be trendy, not a good look. Agree with Natalie. Then Truth suggested a solution. We should start clapping.
Of course
with,
she did.
Yeah. She's trying to make peace. We should start clapping with our elbows to change things up.
Yeah, I love it. I'll do both, by the way. I'll do both. And I just would like the world to know.
100% here for the elbow. I want everyone in the club just elbow clapping. He's so sick.
There's nothing about me that is doing this to be trendy. I started doing it ironically, and then all of a sudden I was like, I actually really love this.
You should do your elbows.
Okay, well, I'm going to do both. I love it all.
Maximum dull. Weird Jack replacing Paige parallel without understanding how it is a job where everyone ought to be paid and respected. Anyone on screens gets status the audience may not understand. I actually think Craig replacing Paige with an assistant is more accurate because men take advantage of women. Men who take advantage of women take advantage of paid roles without acknowledging it. That was interesting. Maximum Dull always has the deep, interesting, like, therapy stuff.
Yeah, I agree with
Oh,
that.
yeah, that is true.
Jackie Heller, 1147. I'm with Mike. I've watched this show for years, and the constant Peter Pan syndrome of these guys is exhausting. Even Craig, who's arguably the lesser of the evils, still gets on my nerves. I'd rather watch a show that focuses on the real stories of these people instead of who's dating the doofus guys. Imagine a scene where Rodrigo helps Molly declutter and organize her hoarder home. Imagine following Venita around at a photo shoot or learning more about her fashion career. These are the stories I want to hear instead of these guys refusing to grow up and the women who throw themselves at them. Totally agree, and didn't even think about it until I read this, but this show is about which idiots are dating these doofus dudes. Like, that's the show, is who's dating the idiot guys
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah.
It's so
I
crazy.
like it.
I'm still in. Yeah, I'm still very much in.
Don't get me wrong. I still want to see the other scenes, but I also like the dating stuff.
Yeah.
This is something I've been thinking about a lot because we finished Orange County. We're catching up on Shaws of Sunset so that maybe we do the Valley, Persian Valley with them. And I don't have a ton of friends, but I've never like screamed and fought at the extent that all these friends fight ever in my life.
Yeah, same. Who does?
No, yeah, not friends, like
No.
people who don't like each other.
My family, yes.
Yeah, right, that's for families. But like in the rare times that I have, it's no skin off my back to be like, cool, peace out, see you later. And there's a couple people not in my life that can attest to that. Shannon
Chime
Fall.
in the comments section.
Yeah. Shannon Fall. I don't have on again, off again friendships, but I can't imagine weaponizing secrets.
Same.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, and this is something I thought about too. I mean, we might have talked about it. Amanda. Whitner had one phone call on his Wednesday workday, and his secretary joked that he needs billable hours. This doesn't make him sound like a baller. Craig had the party midweek because he works at his store on holiday weekends, signing pillows and taking photos with fans.
Yeah, shaking hands, kissing babies.
But I thought about that too. It's like it's kind of slipped in, but when she was like, maybe we get some billable hours, I was like, huh, are you not working there, Whit? Maybe not.
I did wonder something actually during that lunch. It does seem like Whitner is further out from the breakup than like Craig is kind of still
For
newish.
sure. Oh yeah.
So I don't know how long it's been, but I do find it a little bit weird that like if the dating scene in Charleston is what we've all been led to believe it is, which is 200 girls for every one half of a boy in Charleston, why is Whitner having such a rough go at it? He seems like one of Charleston's most eligible bachelors.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring welcome gifts when he goes to people's homes.
Maybe he gets nervous.
Maybe he's just picky.
You know
Maybe
a
he's
good way to
nervous
cure
dater.
that?
Huh?
Bring a gift. Johnny smiles. Ken Jeong is the man.
I like a gift. Don't get me wrong.
Who? Oh my
Ken
God.
Jeong.
I thought you said Kim Jong, like Kim Jong Il. I was like, from
Yeah, well, yeah.
North
I mean, that's a
Korea?
separate show. Kim Jong Un. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love him. Ken Jeong is the man. I was talking about he was
Yes.
my mom's doctor and had to tell her, peace out, lady.
so great.
Going to Hollywood. And I was like, yeah, I freaking love that dude. And then he replied, right now I'm unironically in Charleston for the first time visiting a friend. Happy New Year. Hopefully I run into the cast. Well,
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah, Johnny, let us know.
Yeah. Step.
She's just loving on it.
Oh, she's loving. Foof is a monster.
There's no-
I just want you to have a
Stephanie
look
Marie,
at it.
2780. I will not be.
The evidence is that there are no
Manipulated.
teeth
Yeah,
marks in it.
there's evidence.
There's
That's,
teethy marks when.
oh, oh yeah. You know why you don't see it? Because that plant hit the garbage can because it was that messed up from your little friend Foof.
I'm sorry, Stephanie Marie, for the interruptions. Stephanie Marie, 2780. Craig has really small hands, and I can't get past it.
None of us
forgot
really.
about
I
that.
mean, we get past it, but every time he puts his hands up, we're like, don't do that. Put them in your pockets.
Venita has a new best friend every season, and I'm just over it. She stirs shit up and then acts innocent. Austen is a big baby. Also, I don't like all this weird narrator stuff in the beginning. It's weird. Love you guys, though. Love you back. And I was commenting the last time, I wonder how hard Madison is laughing when she goes to her VO sessions, like the scripts that they give her. She's got to just be busting up in there. Oh, Grace Carr. I don't think we talked about this, but it was super weird. I'm surprised you didn't call out that very telling ending when Craig was making fun of Charlie for grabbing Salley, Corey, and him a drink. You could see how Craig is mean-spirited, and Salley is competing with Charlie for his affection, so her sly smile was her relishing in the fact that he was being a jerk to her. He did date Naomi and Paige after all. He likes a snarky woman with teeth because I'm sure behind closed doors, he's just as mean and shady. Craig is an uninhibited drunk, so I think his true character has a chance to slip out when the booze takes his mask off. Ding, ding, ding. I think you're right.
Well, I think that's also just, in vino veritas.
Huh?
Yeah,
I said, I think that's also just in vino veritas,
because he can't.
That he
hear.
was mean to her for
No,
getting a drink last
the
week?
saying is kind of it's a thing for a reason because people say that about like, it's your true colors when you're in truth with wine, like you become who you really
Well,
are.
but what about the part where he was actually mean?
Yes, I'm saying I think what she's
Craig's
saying is
actually a
in
mean
vino
person.
veritas.
Guess we convinced one.
No, I'm just oh my god.
For a Legi 70. Lobster, it was a fish. That was a tail, not two claws. And it
On
is
her
an
dress?
absolutely fabulous dress. Showstopper. I don't know why I just thought that was super funny. I thought it was a lobster too. But
Lobstery.
I was with you, but I went back and was like, that seems pretty fishy in a good way.
Thank you. I didn't.
It's
also red, so
Lily Heathers. Team Mike all day plus Mark. Sorry, gals. The tinfoil red hatter who doesn't believe in pandas, conspiracy theorist, can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned. I forgot about that. He doesn't believe in pandas.
But also, pandas are total jerk offs. So who even
Oh my
needs
god, I
them?
love
Yeah,
pandas.
but
You
they're
can get
real
out of here.
jerk offs.
Right.
They're real. Craig thinks they're not real, that they're little people in a costume.
I would like them to not be real, so I just think Craig's putting
They're
out into the
also
universe.
not jerks. They're super funny. They just like to party.
They're so cute. They fall all the time. They fall asleep doing eating.
Listen, I've seen the TikToks. Don't get
They're
me wrong. All
adorable.
I'm saying is that they are they don't give a flying shit about anyone, but whatever. I don't even know what's going on in their little brains.
Have you seen those new memes with the cats when they're like, I try to get mad at my cat, but all I hear is, but I know that this is what's happening in their brain, and it's that that like whatever that little like it's the cutest, funniest, dumb person song. Like if you heard the song, you would know.
Yeah,
it's like that's what's in a cat's head all day. It's just a silly song.
You're saying that there's a little dumb person song in a cat's head?
No,
Yeah,
cats
I
are
think that
geniuses.
they're
Special angels.
If you heard the song, it would make sense. It's cute. It's not dumb mean. It's dumb cute. Moonchild is not a fan of anybody except Molly. Venita is the most insecure person on that show. She sucks and needs to go. That was the nicest comment she left. But I'm with you. Like, I'm so with you. I love Molly. The rest of them are out of control. Let's see here. Spindrift 2614 1000. Hold on, let me see. Make sure there's 3 zeros. Yeah, 1000% agree with you, Mike. The lying, the avoidance, the half-assed craft projects he has used to orchestrate a fake male Martha Stewart social media merch campaign is gross. Craig is a man boy, really good at lying and pretending to be whatever reflects his persona du jour. It's a life of mirrors.
I have never
Could not
felt
have been said better.
more unheard in my entire life.
Interesting.
no
because
one-
so many people love Craig and there's just a handful of us that don't.
No, because
Odd.
my point
Seems there's not.
consistently is my HGTV analogy.
Yeah, but that's a shit analogy.
No,
he's still a okay. Let me use another one of your 7 analogies. 2 things can be true. He can be the best house on a shitty block and a piece of shit.
Oh my God, just the way with the vitriol in your voice. It's seriously, it's
Because I have a crew
lot.
now.
Oh God, you've emboldened him, people.
I have to speak for my people.
Oh God.
I'm done.
yes, you are.
I'm really just closing out with my huge, but there's a few that I just feel it's necessary to put in here. One being from, I'm just going to read the first line of Orgasm is Gay Vancouver. Courtney is right. Just seemed like it needed to be said. Like, how many do we have to read that says, I'm with Mike? This is a perfect one-liner. Courtney's right. And I just want you to let that sit with you. You don't need to know about what.
Yeah.
Could be everything, for all you know.
And it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Organza. I love you.
Also, one more thing that Moonchild said was, I love Molly, but did you say that you love Venita? Ugh. No, we didn't. We've actually never said anything like that. We've only said the opposite.
This one wants to love her,
I do.
which is worse.
She's
want to.
I do.
You want
I
to.
know why,
This
but I'm
just-
not.
I
no,
think
but
she
I'm-
misheard, and I just want to say we're with you.
Yeah.
No, we're
Her comments are
Unfortunately,
so
we're
great.
not in love with her.
It's just, it's too much. We have, if you've been watching at all, you know that every week we say something like, I don't think this is who she really is. Why? We're trying to all figure out, like, get to the bottom of, like, because that's what we do here. We don't go, we go, but why? And we ask questions. How did this person get there? What was their upbringing? What was their past relationship like? All of those things. I can't find a single time that Venita has ever come correct on really anything. And in one of the interviews, Molly does say, I think in that 2T's whatever interview, she does say, I stand with Venita because she does end up being right about a lot of stuff. But I think that she's just, I think
Like
she's,
what?
she doesn't say, but I think she's insinuating that Craig doesn't like her. But like, I think we all saw that. Didn't need to. Venita,
Yeah.
and also, what is that? Broken clock is
Even
right
broken
twice.
clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. For the first time in 2026, we're closing it out with Truth for Peace for Freedom. Woo! That's what you're bringing into 2026?
I'm sorry. I've been sick for 2 years.
You
I
coughed
get that
Minnie
joke
off her
in.
poof.
You did. You totally did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I would have done this differently.
A memoir.
Okay, I have many from Truth, so I'm reading them, but I have one, and then I want to read one of Harris's. Truth says a spam roll sounds post-apocalyptic, and then Harris says spam fam, and I had to read that because me and Truth and Harris are in a little secret club that I won't talk about
Because it's secret.
A spam club?
that amongst other clubs.
I'm in a spam club.
Are you?
Are
I
you
don't know if you're
joking?
in our spam club.
What?
I'm just kidding. Okay, fine. You can be in the spam club.
I love spam.
But I don't know if
trust
you're in our
anybody who doesn't
secret.
F a spam.
I've never had spam. But I've had Taylor ham. And it's
There's nothing like spam.
No, I never thought there was either, but maybe I misunderstood the way that you described the ham Taylor
of
ham.
Taylor.
Like, is it real ham?
Who can say?
And that's what I'm saying about spam. There's something real in there.
Does it come in a
something
can?
real good?
No, it does not come in a can.
It's not spam.
Yeah, no. Taylor ham is not spam. 100%.
If it doesn't come in a can with a bunch of like
Oh yeah, no. I never said it was close.
colored
I
goo
don't.
around it,
Ew, gross.
then it's not heaven.
Colored goo.
My bad
Taylor ham
memory.
was created in New Jersey. Just learned that.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that you had said something about it not being like real ham.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like mashed up pig parts
Yeah.
that is now in a log that they slice and
Yeah.
it's the most delicious thing you've ever had. I don't know. I didn't ask how the sausage got
No,
made.
that's the thing. So that's where it is.
It's like bologna.
If it
No-
has to be
no,
refrigerated,
Taylor ham is not bologna.
It's similar to bologna. Same
Not
kind
in
of concept.
taste at all, though.
does it need
Not
to
in
be
taste at all.
refrigerated?
Yes.
Okay, then that's what sets it apart from spam.
Yeah, that's shelf stable. This is not.
Salley, he's just not that into you. Imagine inviting your friend over, who is your crush's number one pick, only to try manipulating the situation by getting her to believe she has no chance with Craig. Uncomfortable, desperado. Why don't you come to your senses? Sally's the Heather Gay of Southern Charm. Also, listen, you might have to elaborate on that. I have issues with both of them, but I don't know if they're the same issues.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure that's a head scratcher for me too.
Also, the fact that Austen drove 3 hours to Charlotte on a Wednesday proves to the audience that he doesn't have a job. Drop flop is a bust.
Drop.
Yeah. Also, to do that, I think that we all recognize like the position that he was in, and we've all been in that spot where like, oh, our friends are all being dicks, so I'll go see my boyfriend I don't even really like that much. Because you're just looking for that safe haven.
Yes.
And Audrey is that person that's going to obviously back you up on everything, as she should, because she was serious about you. If we get one more nonsense episode from Venita, she's going to earn herself a nickname from me. She will be called Velveeta, because everybody knows that shit ain't real.
Dude, best nickname of all time.
I love that, like Spam, Velveeta, Taylor Ham, like these are all very apocalyptic things.
Very.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm not sure if that was what you should have gotten from that. Corey is that relative that shows up at the 4th of July party at 57 years old and gathers a handful of his nieces and nephews together, ranging in ages 14 to 23 years old, so he can smoke them out in his van on a little cruise to prove what a cool uncle he is.
Yeah.
That actually is totally accurate.
He's like Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Do you know how to French kiss? I do. My dad said I'm the best. It's gross.
French kissing in the
Look over here.
USA. What?
Never mind.
Will the real Venita please stand up? Shep has a clothing line. His product looks exactly like how you think they'll look. This is not a creative mind. He sees himself as some type of Jimmy Buffett lifestyle guru.
Nothing wrong with that.
Read that one. I just came in. I always just screenshot truths and come in and just let them rip. That was good. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Rodrigo is an amazing friend. He's the voice of reason, solid and true. He's no shrinking violet. True. More Rodrigo. Justice for Rodrigo.
Always.
The show is very educational. We learned that the Brits call strollers prams. During Love Island, we learned that a vagina is a fanny and they get fanny flutters. That's right. I forgot about that. What do they think of Americans wearing fanny packs? I wonder if they think its purpose is for... I'm probably just going to skip over this one.
Dude, nobody wears I'm starting to think fanny pack does not mean. I know that we say fanny to mean like your rear end.
Yeah.
But nobody wears a fanny pack in the back.
I feel like some people do wear it in the back, but like certainly that's not the norm.
Yeah, I've seen people do it,
But
but
I've
it is
seen
not the
them,
norm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are kind
Maybe
of,
they heard the name and just goes, I think it goes back here.
that's a dumb
Found
person.
the
Because you could get
instructions
stuff.
in the
You want
name.
your stuff right here, right by your fanny.
Yeah, but
you have a
it
fanny.
wouldn't be much to twist it around when you need something. I would like to not, like if I wore one, I would flip it around and put it in the back.
I love a fanny pack.
Was like a Prada one, you know, if it's just one I got off Amazon, you know, for whatever, I'm for Disneyland, you know, put it in the back. Oh my God. That's it for Truce. I really didn't close that out correctly.
That's okay. You'll do it next week correctly.
Okay, that's it for now.
Like, subscribe, hype,
Yeah,
tell a
all
friend.
this
Should have said all
stuff.
of this at the top.
Yeah. And
God, I'm going to get
yeah,
better at that in 2026.
Maybe. Also, if Courtney's just got random friends popping up saying that they work at Coors, where do you guys work?
Yeah. That's right. We always say if you know anybody who's buying stuff that
doing
we're selling,
anything.
doing anything
Who's
that
doing anything
involves
that
any part of us,
we'll
that's
take
it.
Yeah, we're open for biz.
We're very open for biz.
You know what? I want to get a t-shirt that says can't biz.
That's cute. Can't biz.
Is what?
Can't biz.
Wait, did I ever tell you? So my best friend Molly McBride, she abbreviates everything.
The Asian?
Yeah, exactly. She abbreviates everything. Like when we used to wait tables together, she would be like, she calls me, my nickname is Cork or Corky, and somehow she calls me Knork. And so she'd be like, Knork, balls, vin, table 11. And so she needed a balsamic vinegar for table 11. And like, I just speak abbreviation now.
Yeah.
And so one day, Molly, she now is a guidance counselor, and she, at her school, they put like a quote of the week up, and Molly got the quote of the week, life's short, abbrev. I was like, that is V good. Anyway, life's short, abbrev. That's all you take from this episode. That's it.
Yeah,
Love
that's
ya.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to bed.
We will be doing Salt Lake this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've run so much of this dialogue throughout. It's going to be a real bummer muting you.
I have to go to bed.
Okay.
I love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.